15, Kickoff is being raffled. You get to pick the color. If you look at the far side of the stadium, it's coming around. Only $10 per raffle ticket. And raffle ticket sales will be capped at 2,000 tickets. You do not have to be present to win. The drawing will be held on senior night, November 7th. Ed Boyle's Kia is a division of the Ed Boyle's Automotive Group, which is a family-owned and operated business and has been proudly serving the Walton High School and Merida communities for over 60 years. Please visit them on Cobb Parkway for all of your automotive needs. Kia sold. Buy your raffle tickets. Now, folks, pay close attention to the scoreboard. Tonight's starting lineups for your Walton Raiders. On offense, the quarterback, number 3, Josh White. Number 10, running back, K.K. Brooks. Number 32, fullback, Miller Morgan. Number 8 is the wide receiver, Bailey Wolf. Number 81, tight end, Davis Pigeon. Number 75, left tackle, Jack Henry. Number 56, left guard, Blake Landon. Number 68 is the center, David Davis. 79 is the right guard, Patrick Farley. And right tackle, number 78, Forrest Evans. And wide receiver, number 17, Sam Letton. On defense for the Raiders, starting at left end, number 55, Clark Price. The nose tackle is number 45, Brandon Lynn. Right defensive end, number 52, Bennett Wilson. Linebacker, number 22, Joey Goodman. Middle linebacker, number 33, Imani Parker. Weak side linebacker, number 7, Garrett Eldred.
I sent you one too.
Rover back is number 23, Taji Stewart. The dog is number 21, Christian Sullivan. Corner number 6, Taquar Stewart. Corner number 10, K.K. Brooks. And the free safety, number 20, Ryan Roby. That's your starting lineup for the Raiders.
Can we take your chair?
Yes.
Thank you.
Please. So.
You sent me a text?
You got it. We got
just
it.
got it.
We got it. We got it. They brought a couple of them.
Yeah, I just kind of printed these. Ah, yes. Is this yours?
No, Pete's.
Oh, that's right. I'm just kind of circling the starters. I was listening on the way up. But...
When do you guys want to go live?
Whenever you're ready, man.
Stuff. How much time we got?
You'll notice the
6
future
minutes.
fight for the Raiders has look at the junior Raiders lining the field.
Captains are 3, 6,
Lots of talent coming up
21.
in the junior Raider program.
70.
I'm going to guess 75.
Yeah, he's the only senior.
But I don't know.
3, 6, 21, 75. And their captains are
50.
The captains for South Gwinnett Comets tonight are number 8, Andrew Buckmeyer, number 50, Chase Reed, number 62, Anthony Pittman, and number 91, Kyle Martinez. The captains for your Raiders for tonight, number 3, Josh White, number 21, Christian Sullivan, number 6, Jaquar Stewart, and number 78, Forrest Evans.
So is it up or down?
It's up right now.
Okay, so up is good, down is mute.
You want me to keep it mute this side?
Yeah, you'll just listen to me, and what'll happen is once you get down there, you get loud as hell, and I'll say mute your microphone.
Alright. And then when I want to talk, I turn it up and I talk.
Gosh, got that too. All right, you're good.
Alright. Any special code name that you want?
Chief. Oh, yes, you did.
So, how's your summer been? My summer has been lackluster. How about yours?
About the same. How's William?
William's good.
What grade's he in?
Big time 5th grader now. So,
5th grade. Oh,
yeah.
top of the heap, man.
Yeah. Yeah. A number 1, king of the hill. All that. Up 78 actually. Not
Yeah, that's all
75.
I was
Okay.
Welcome to Raider Valley, the South
are you
Gwinnett
plugged in?
Comets.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Oh, wait a minute.
You ready?
Yes, yeah.
Hey, Pete, we need. Is this supposed to be on?
Yeah, it's supposed to be on. It should be blue down the bottom.
No.
Push the blue, push it right there. There you go.
Is it? But I don't have a picture though.
Here it
There we
is.
go.
Okay, so, you guys are ready.
Good evening, Walton Raider fans, and welcome to Raider Valley, where tonight the Mo Dixon era kicks off as the Walton Raiders host the South Gwinnett Comets here live at Raider Valley. Hello again, I'm Kurt Schreiner, and alongside Walton Raider legend Tim Burns, the Raiders kick off a new era of football, one that is marked by, well, since 1995, Tim, a change in, I guess you could call the Ed Dudley tree. Ed was here for almost 15 years. Rocky had the last 5 years, and now Mo Dixon comes in and takes over the reins as the head of the Walton Raiders.
You look at the places Mo Dixon has been, and all successful programs. Most recently, Burns High School in South Carolina. Before that, North Gwinnett, and I believe Lexington Catholic as well.
Right.
So, he comes from a lot of very successful programs, and let's see if he can bring some of that to an already successful program, blend the two ideas, and see if they can get something going here.
Well, the one thing with the Raiders tonight is that, Tim, we don't know a lot about what we're going to see. Josh White is the quarterback. This will be his first varsity start. KK Brooks is back at running back. But at the end of the day, I think that Raider fans, all of us here in the press box, and as well as Coach Dixon and his staff, are really trying to get an idea of what they're going to see tonight against the Comets.
Yeah, one of the things that concerned me a little bit when I watched your show with Coach Dixon, talking about playing a lot of the linemen both ways. And, in this heat, going up against a no-huddle spread offense that South Gwinnett's going to bring to the table tonight, a little bit of concern there playing these big linemen on both sides of the football. But we'll see how the Raiders are able to manage that.
Well, the Raiders have won the toss, and I believe they're going to receive. We were talking over the coin toss.
Well, Kurt, our monitor's not coming up, but we do have the keys to the game, and they're up on Pete's screen over here. One of them for Walton is run the clock and chew up yards. You know, that's been the Walton way. But, you know, I read the Marietta Daily Journal article today, and then looks like Mo Dixon wants to maybe spread it around a little bit, do a few different things. So I'm sure they'll still stick with the run when they need to and try to run that clock, keep that South Gwinnett offense on the sideline over there. Also, don't give up the big play. That's been the thing that has really gotten Walton beat the last several years, is giving up those big plays. So Walton needs to avoid that. And then the last thing is what I've already touched on, which is manage that double duty. These offensive linemen, defensive linemen going both ways. See how Walton can manage that aspect of it.
Well, it's hot. The shade is just starting to now kind of come across midfield. The referees are standing in the Walton W, and there's a little bit of shade there. The home sidelines, the home stands are in the sun, and it's a good 90-plus degrees. I'm sure down on the field where the sun is beating on the turf, it's probably at least 100 degrees. So the cramps, the conditioning, all of that's going to show up tonight.
Yep, hydration's going to be a big part of tonight's game, and the trainers will be a big part as well, massaging those cramps out because you know they're going to happen. South Gwinnett's keys: keep the pressure on this Walton defense with that no huddle spread offense. They're going to want to keep the Walton defense back on their heels, and. Also, South Gwinnett started a lot of freshmen last year, Kurt, and they'll want to see those players continue to develop and avoid that sophomore slump that you see sometimes. And then the last thing is defensively for South Gwinnett, they're going to want to win third down. You know, Walton's going to want to convert, obviously, keep the drive going. South Gwinnett, they're going to want to win that third down, get the ball back into that high-powered passing offense.
Well, deep for the Raiders, Kate Brooks, number 10, and number 6, Carr Stewart. Kicking off Roberto Lindsay, number 48, for the South Gwinnett Comets. And the Mo Dixon era is underway, 2014 Walton Raider football. Waiting for the referee to give the signal. Blows his whistle, and we are ready to go with Raider football 2014. Here's a squib kick down the middle. Going to be picked up by one of the up men, taken up to the 20. Breaks it outside to the 25, and he will be brought down at the 27. That's Garrett Eldred, a junior for the Raiders. And we're going to get a chance to see number 3, Josh White, the quarterback for the Raiders.
So an 8-yard return for Eldridge, picked it up at the 20, got out to the 28, and as you said, Kurt, be interesting to see Josh White under center for the first time tonight. I say under center, he might be in shotgun a good bit.
Yeah, during the warm-ups, Tim, he was in shotgun, and Josh is big. He's 6'3", somewhere around 220 pounds, but he is under center. Turns off, hands it off to KK. KK picks up maybe 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Raiders.
Yeah, it looks like they'll just give him 1 yard on that, but they stick with good old-fashioned Walton football on that first play of the game to get the Mo Dixon era underway, and we'll see how soon they change things up.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 8 for Walton. Split out number 8, Bailey Wolf, closest to us here in the press box. Here's some rollout action by White. He looks downfield, some pressure put on, and he's going to be knocked down for no gain, gets back to the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 as he was looking downfield for one of his receivers. Looked like he couldn't make up his mind, Tim, whether to run or to try to throw the ball.
He sidestepped one guy on that rollout there to the right side. He was able to sidestep one guy, make him miss, but the rest of the Comet defenders were there to clean up the mess and put Walton in another or their first 3rd and long of the season here.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. So far, first play, 2 yards by KK Brooks off of left tackle. Josh White rolls out to the right on the 2nd play, and we find Josh under center. Little play action looking downfield. Throwing the ball deep to Wolf. The ball's up in the air, and it's tipped and knocked away.
You know what? If Bailey Wolf is able to keep his feet there, that ball got tipped up in the air, and he might have had a chance to make the reception on that. The defender.
Number 5, Warner for the Comets, knocks it away. Josh got a little bit of air under that one. Got a little high, gave the defensive back some time to get under that. And in the punt is number 25, Chris Jensen.
Those guys get taught, Kurt, if you're not going to intercept the ball, knock it down. And the defender didn't do it that time. He tipped it up in the air, and Wolf possibly, as I said, if he's able to keep his feet, could have made that reception.
I don't think any Georgia Bulldog fans would remember that, do you?
That's right.
Here's Jensen on the punt. He rolls it to the right, a little bit of a rugby kick. He gets it nice and low. It's bouncing, good kick. Oh, that's a great punt. Now, don't pick it up, son. Just let it go. The ball's going to roll down to the 10-yard line.
Oh.
You always get nervous when those punt returners do that, Tim. I know why they want to, but the best thing to do is just to leave that ball alone.
Get away from the football, yeah. And but, Kurt, it's okay if South Gwinnett does it.
I understand that. I just like to see well-coached kids. But
understood.
That'll be a lengthy punt for the Raiders. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's a 59-yard punt for Chris Jensen.
Got a flag back here right near midfield. The official's talking something over there. And it's going to go against South Gwinnett, Kurt.
I suspect the Raiders.
Well,
against
it's
the Raiders.
Offset.
So if we do that again, personal fouls.
It either offset or he mistakenly signaled South Gwinnett first and then corrected himself. But he went both ways with it. So.
Well, that is a huge mistake for the Raiders because that'll negate the 59-yard punt by Jensen. And it'll also knock the Raiders back a little bit. So Chris's next punt is going to have to be just about as good, if not better, to put the Comets back on their heels.
Going to send the Raiders back, and there will be another punt from Chris Jensen.
So Jensen will be punting almost from his goal line. The ball will be moved back to the 15-yard line. Just got a text message from a friend of mine who's a Lovett parent, the defending state champions, Lovett. Mm-hmm. Their first play from scrimmage, 80-yard touchdown run, so they are off and running to defend their championship.
A little better start than what we saw here tonight.
Maybe. Here's Jensen standing on his 1-yard line. Once again, a little bit of the rugby punt motion. This is a good kick again by Chris. Another great kick. Ball's going to be picked up at the 30 and tackled immediately by the Raiders and taken down to the 29. So 15-yard penalty, about a 19-yard difference on where the ball will start from, but still a really nice punt by Chris Jensen.
Nick Washington there was on the hit, and I believe I heard Elijah Washington also.
Here comes South Gwinnett. Shim is their quarterback, Josh Shim, number 2. He's in a shotgun. South Gwinnett's a team, Tim, that started off 1-4 last year and then ended the season 4-1, beating Brookwood, Parkview, and Grayson 3 games in a row.
Yep.
So the young team that grew quickly last year. 1st and 10 from the 30, a little bit of motion there, but they don't call it. Handoff up the middle, and the Raiders meet the Comet running back right at the 30-yard line, and then I'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for no gain.
Garrett Eldred right there for the stop at the line of scrimmage. Great job of filling that hole by Eldred.
Raiders have a couple of guys playing both ways. 2nd down and 10 for the Comets. Ball resting at their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers here closer to us in the press box. 1 lone receiver on the Comet sideline. Handoff once again up the middle, and they'll be picking up about 3 yards on that play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it, it's about 6 or 7 yards. Ball just resting over the 33-yard line.
South Gwinnett carry, picks up about 3, tackled by Christian Sullivan, number 21, and Monty Parker, number 33. Bring up 3rd and call it 7.
Big 3rd down play for this Walton defense. A little bit of turnover on the defensive roster from last season, so we'll see how these guys respond here.
3 receivers to our side, 1 to the left. Shim rolls out to his right. He's under some pressure by the Raiders, and the Raiders are going to bring him down at the 16-yard line.
Joey Goodman, Kurt.
Excellent. That's what we wanted to see. A little bit of pressure there from the Raiders. Brought some great pressure there, Tim. Terrific pressure, a 14-yard loss. Shim kind of pumped it when he felt the pressure, but instead of breaking outside the pocket, Raiders had great contain, and they were able to just keep him going straight back, and they made the tackle.
Outstanding 3rd down stop there for Walton. Joey Goodwin will get credit for the sack, but at the end of it, there was a host of Raiders in there on the tackle.
Bring up 4th and long for South Gwinnett.
Comets in punt formation. Here's a bad snap. Raiders got to get the pressure on it. Here's a low kick. Everybody needs to get away from that one. It's bouncing, bouncing, bouncing over the 40. And that ball is going to be down at the 36. So a pair of punters have gotten some nice rolls on their 2 punts for the Comets and as well as for the Raiders. And Walton will take over at the 36, where we get some fresh downs here, Tim. And the defense looks good. First time out on the field for the Raiders.
Yep, got to be pleased with that.
Now let's see if the offense can get it going. Josh White, your quarterback. KK Brooks, your running back, standing just to Josh's left. Raiders have 2 tight ends. And a pair of receivers out wide. And we have referee stops the clock. Now they're ready to go. Motion by the Raiders. And here's a flag on the play, but here's a handoff to Wolf. Wolf is out over the 40 up to the 45-yard line. But the side judge threw a flag almost as soon as the play started.
Yeah. Usually when that happens, Kurt, it's going to go against the offense. We'll see what they call here. But, each team has had 1 series. All the jitters, or at least a lot of the jitters should be out by now, and we should start to settle into some good football here. Let's see what this flag is for.
One of the things, Tim, that happens when you have a new coach, a new coordinator, is it takes a while to quit thinking. I remember in my high school, my junior year, we changed coaches, and it felt like the first couple of games of the season, you were just thinking about what am I supposed to do instead of just playing football because it was all new to you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a sideline warning. It wasn't a penalty, so the Raiders will pick up 9 yards on that play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1, the ball on the 45-yard line. Bailey Wolf with a nice 9-yard gain.
Unusual for that sideline warning flag to come out at the beginning of the play like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see that at the end of the play.
Josh White under center, and he turns off and hands off to KK, and KK is immediately taken down, and he loses probably 3 yards on that play.
Never had a chance to get anywhere on that play, Kurt.
Well, KK comes into the season, Tim, having rushed for 1,263 yards last year. He's a punishing runner. As a sophomore last year, you and I were just amazed at how rugged and tough he was. But this year, everybody's looking for him.
That's true.
Waiting for him.
That's true. And, Mo Dixon also wants to change things up a little bit, wants to work more backs into the mix and also go to the air a little bit more. So we'll see, hopefully see that here a little bit tonight.
Sam Letton in motion. Kind of sets up on the right-hand side. Here's some bootleg action, and Josh is going to be taken down immediately.
It's Logan Wright. He was in on that last play.
And number 34, Logan Wright, the senior linebacker, 5'10", 185 pounds. Raiders ran a little bit of that bootleg action as soon as Josh turned around. Hello, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So
takes them back to the 35, so the Raiders actually end up losing a yard on that drive. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 11, and Chris Jensen is back into punt. Had a pair of nice punts the first time. And that ball is going to be caught by the Comets at the 25. And that should be a clip, but it's not. And he got it.
All right, flag comes in over there on the sideline.
Yep,
so
Elijah Shaw returns the ball about 10 yards, but that's going to be a block in the back by the Comets.
South Gwinnett coaches immediately
negotiating,
address the official, just to try to plead their case, but I don't think it's going to work out for them.
So that's going to knock the Comets back a bit. And both teams a little sloppy here as the game is, they're waving off the flag. And that's really unfortunate for the Raiders because that was a block in the back.
There is no flag on the play.
Well, apparently his negotiating skills are much better than we
than my vision.
Than we anticipated up here, yeah.
So the Comets will take over 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. 6:10 left here in the first quarter. Scoreless here at Raider Valley. The sun has now set enough in the west that the field is in the shade. But your bald, overweight announcers are still in the sun up here. Well, I know one bald, overweight announcer. That's me.
We're sweating mayonnaise and gravy up here. It's
and barbecue.
It's kind of brutal.
The referees are wandering around.
You know, it's the first game of the season for them as well. And
yeah,
now they're going to look. For a moment, I thought they were stepping something off against Walton.
No, actually the ball was spotted up there.
Spotted
That's where the tackle
place.
was made. So it'll be 1st and 10 ball at the 35-yard line for the Comets.
Now we got to wait for the chain crew to get set up. First game of the year for everybody.
I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. So the Comets take over 1st down and 10. First drive they had was 3 plays and out. They lost 9 yards in that possession. Here they take over at the 35-yard line. Sims blocked. Ball is tipped.
Boy, I tell you what.
It's going to be an incomplete pass.
We're still 6 minutes left to go in this first quarter, and Joey Goodman is already having a fantastic ball game with the sack earlier on that first drive and now the batted pass on that attempt. And another great play by Joey Goodman.
Yeah, Goodman, a junior linebacker for the Raiders, number 22. Josh Shim, the quarterback, 5'11", 190 pounds. Watched him during warm-up. He's got a good arm. Not the tallest quarterback, but he's got a strong arm. And he'll make a belly read. He'll keep the ball and break it up over the middle. He's at the 50. He's at the 45, the 40. He's looking for a block on the sideline. He's finally going to be brought down at the 18-yard line as the Comets run just a simple belly read, and Josh Shim, your quarterback, straight up the middle.
Kurt, I don't know if we got our replay up and going yet, but that was a great block by the official on that play. Number 21 for Walton, Christian Sullivan, gets screened out by the official right there in the middle of the field, and that really opened things up. You'll see it right here. Watch that official standing right near the 45.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Took our safety right out of the play.
Outstanding block.
And the result is a 48-yard play, but now we've got something going on here. Holding, and that's against South Gwinnett. And I think it's probably downfield, Tim, against one of the wide receivers.
Yeah.
So
it will be good enough for a first down.
The Comets will have a big gain there, but it will knock it back a little bit. So the ball will be at the 34 instead of the 18. So it cost them 16 yards. But Shim showing some great running skill as he made that fake handoff up the middle. Just a simple belly read, and it opened up in the middle, and away he went.
Looked like he caught the Raiders off guard. They were anticipating the pass there, and he saw an opening and took it. It's going to be offsides. Oh, Joey, I just was talking about what a great game you're having. Now you jump off sides.
That'll bring up a 5-yard penalty against the Raiders, and it'll make it 1st and 5. For the Comets, and they will have a short 5 yards now to a first down as the ball will be placed on the 29-yard line.
We got a pretty well-packed house here tonight at Raider Valley for this season opener. Fans not afraid to brave the heat.
Absolutely not, and the fans are still in the sun on the Raider side of the stadium. First down and 5. Shim handoff up the middle. That's Darian Warner, the running back for South Gwinnett. He's going to be about a yard short. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1 for the Comets. Warner, 5'11", 190 pounds. Junior running back. And as Tim and I said early on, South Gwinnett was a young team last year and got a lot of experience and ended the season going 4-1 and actually making it into the playoffs and beating Grayson, Parkview, Berkmar, and Brookwood down the stretch. And that's a bit of a Gwinnett County murderer's row. Here's Shim back to pass, and here comes Joey Goodman. He misses him that time, but the Raiders continue to have pressure, and the ball falls incomplete, but there's a flag on the play sitting at about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great effort by that receiver over there. I'm trying to get his number. It looks like number 17, B.J. Johnson, coming back to the football. They didn't make the reception, but B.J. Johnson working his way back towards the quarterback there and gave Shim an opportunity to at least, get that pass completed out there on the right side.
Illegal man downfield. You were mentioning B.J. Johnson, Tim, 6'2", 180 sophomore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to push the Comets back. They have a 2nd down and 1, but that's going to be negated by the ineligible man downfield. 4:44 left here in the first quarter. I'd say the sun is about 7 or 8 minutes away from setting, Tim, behind the trees of Raider Mountain.
Did you say 7 or 8?
7 or 8.
Okay. I like your guess better because in my mind a moment ago I was thinking about 20, 25 more minutes.
Okay.
I hope you're right.
I said like at 8, maybe you're right. I said about 8:03. I think back to all the years we've been sitting in this press box in August. So it brings up 2nd down and 6 for the Comets. 5-yard penalty. A little bit of confusion. And the Comets are ready to go. KK Brooks is in. He's playing cornerback right now. Double duty for the Raider running back. And he is covering B.J. Johnson. And now we have another timeout. And I think the Raiders are going to take a defensive timeout.
You know, one thing, Kurt, about Walton going up against an offense like this is they've seen it before. They play Lassiter every year.
Right.
You know, there's more and more teams running the spread. So it should be something, and, you know, and with the 7-on-7s all throughout the summer, this should be something that they are somewhat familiar with and comfortable playing against.
All right, Tim, so they adjusted the penalty. It is a 10-yard penalty, so it's 2nd down and 11. So the Comets kind of self-destructing here after having a 1st down and 5. They're now back to 2nd down and 11. The ball is on the 36-yard line. Lots of people bouncing around. Raiders are bringing pressure up the middle. Here's a center screen. Warner catches the ball at the 35. He's up across the 25, and he'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. But it'll be a 1st down for the Comets as Shim was able to get rid of the ball and get it to his running back, number 5, Darian Warner. And Darian did a nice job picking up almost 13 or 14 yards.
Well executed play that time by the Comets to pick up that big 1st down.
So 1st down, ball is going to be marked at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Comets. 4:25 left here in the first quarter at Raider Valley. And here's a hand up off the middle, up to Warner again, and he's going to be tackled down at the 14-yard line. That's a pickup of almost 8 yards.
Ryan Rogie on the stop for the Raiders.
Comets starting to push that defensive line around a little bit. A lot of gaps in that defensive line right now, and where South Gwinnett is taking advantage of, as Tim, is right up the middle.
Yeah, last year Walton a bit undersized on the defensive line. Looks like a little bit more of the same this year. So they're going to have to use other things, you know, quickness, leverage, you know, having a lower center of gravity than some of these linemen. Going to have to use those tools to their advantage.
And there's going to be a penalty against the Raiders, so that will give the Comets a 1st down.
Flag on the play, offside against the Raiders. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Well, that's not going to help. In fact, that'll give them a looks like a 1st down. 1st and goal just inside the 10.
I think we're going to see a big dose here maybe of Mr. Warner. Actually, another running back in there now for the Comets. Can't see the number. I think it might be 32. Up the middle, pick up about 1 for the Comets. Number 22, Antonio Woods, in the game. But here comes Darian Warner back in the game, and also now number 6, Noel Hussey, in the game.
Big test here for this Walton defense. See if they can keep the Comets out of the end zone.
So Shim, your quarterback. Your running back is Woods for the Comets. 2nd down, ball on the 9-yard line, goal to go. Shim keeps the ball himself, big hole, and he is hit and knocked down. He fumbles the ball at the 4-yard line.
Walton saying
big
they
hit
have
by
it.
the Raiders, and it's going to be Walton ball
Wow.
at the 3-yard line as Shim had a nice hole off the left side of the line, got up to the 4 and got stonewalled by the Raider defense.
We're going to have to see if we can take another look at this one,
All right,
Kurt.
Tim.
That's a huge play for this Walton defense. Here it is, Kurt. Yeah, it's hard to see that ball pop out. You saw it live. I had a hard time seeing it on the replay, but the most important thing is it's Walton football. Problem is they're backed up on their own 2-yard line, so they're going to have to put together a few first downs here.
They are. Right now, offensively, their best player is, Chris Jensen, the punter. And we're 98 yards away from the goal line, but at the same time, we are made a great defensive stand, and the Raiders hold. I'll tell you, I thought Josh Shim, the quarterback for the Comets, Tim, when I first saw that hole open up on the left, it looked like he had some running room. If he had maybe bounced that outside a little bit, he might have been able to kind of make that scamper for the pylon. But great hit by the Raider defense. Fumble, we'll take those turnovers all day long, and that works for me.
I think there was just a slight stumble on that initial move outside to the left that slowed him down just a little bit. The Walton defense able to catch up, and the big hit forces the fumble. And now let's see if we can get this offense going.
Yeah, let's see what Josh can do. Josh White, number 3, starting quarterback for the Raiders. He's a junior, but this is his first varsity start. Terrific player, ton of talent, but this is all new.
These are live bullets, as they say.
Watched him during warm-up, though. He looked confident. He was talking to his teammates, getting everybody up and ready to go. So, like the way Josh looks. This is a real chance for him to see if we can get some momentum going. Here's a handoff to KK. KK's up over the 5 to the 6-yard line, and that is 4 huge yards in a situation like that.
Yeah, 3 or 4 yard carry, Kurt, but a big 3 or 4 yards just to give a little bit of breathing room and make things just a little bit easier on Josh White and this Walton offense here on second down.
So that'll bring up second down and 6. The Raiders at the 6. Need to get out to the 12-yard line for that first down of this drive. Josh under center. KK in the backfield. Little counter action. KK's got a hole. He's up almost to the 10, the 11, 12, pushing forward in a rugby scrum. And I think they're going to mark it down at the 14, and that'll be a first down for the Raiders.
That would be a very big first down. And look, judging by the spot, they're going to move the chains.
That was one of those runs we got to see a lot of last year, Tim. There's a pile that starts at about the 10. And it moves to the 14 before KK goes down.
That's right. That's teamwork right there. Boy, they just picked up this defensive lineman off the ground there, Robert Cooper. A load of a defensive lineman, only a freshman for South Gwinnett, number 73.
Ball at the 14-yard line. Josh goes into the shotgun. 2 backs, 1 on either side of him.
Yeah. This has got to stop. You just cannot have this going on.
I know. With all these flags, I feel like I'm watching an NFL preseason game. That was a shot.
Seems like we saw this a lot last year, though, here at Raider Valley, unfortunately. But
I think it was the Saints-Titans game they were talking about, Tim. 32 penalties.
I can't watch that.
I can't. Who can watch that? I want to watch something that slow. I'll watch baseball. Oh, another shot. Here we go. Second down and 15 for the Raiders. The ball at the 9-yard line. Hand off to KK. KK's up over the 10, across the 15, 20. He breaks it outside. He's at the 30. And he is going to be hauled down at the 48-yard line, but a terrific run by KK Brooks, starting at the 9-yard line, 37 yards. That's what we've been waiting to see.
Yeah, Walton needed that, Kurt. That play finished off by a vicious stiff arm by KK Brooks. You'll see it at the very end, but nice counter action there initially. There's a block. KK bounces it outside, had the defender off balance there, and here he goes across the 40, and there you see that stiff arm right there. Guy was able to make the tackle, but he's going to have a sore jaw tomorrow morning.
Nice run by KK. Raiders started this drive at their 2-yard line, 46 yards so far. First down at their own 48. Getting ready to cross into Comet territory. A little bit over a minute left here in the first quarter. This is a big drive for Josh. I like the way this is shaping up here, Tim. Drop back. White drops back. He's got plenty of time. He's got room to run if he wants. Now he looks downfield.
All right, well, Josh has got to look downfield, Kurt. I mean, that turns out okay because he gets back to the line of scrimmage. But Sam Letton, the newcomer, son of the new offensive coordinator, was behind the deepest defender. Sam's got to help him out by putting his hand up and calling for the ball. But at the same time, Josh has got to have his eyes downfield looking for an open receiver.
Josh looked a little indecisive there. He, got out there on the perimeter. I think he wanted to run. He was trying to look downfield, and as a result, he kind of got himself stuck in no man's land. But there's a flag on the play. The flag sitting at the 43-yard line. Yeah,
when it's behind the line of scrimmage like that, it's a lot of times a hold. That's what we got against the Raiders.
Flag is holding against the Raiders. That's 10 yards from the spot of foul.
Well, that's not good.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Well, at least we're out from the shadow of that goal line. That's key. So that'll move the Raiders back to the, oh boy. Wow. Ball will be placed on the 32-yard line. That'll bring up first down and 10, 20, 23, 26.
First and long for the Raiders.
Oh, so the PA announcer just says first and long. I mean, I could do that. Here's a handoff to KK over the right-hand side. He cuts upfield, keeps his balance down to the 44-yard line, and KK picks up about 12 of those yards, so it'll bring up second down and about 14.
You used a very key word in your description of that play, Kurt, balance. KK Brooks had almost fallen down to the ground, able to somehow keep his balance and cut it back up inside. Nice pickup.
And another handoff to Brooks, this time the penetration by the South Gwinnett line, and that's going to bring up a third down and probably 16-yard line, 16 yards for the Raiders. KK trying to break it out over the left side again, but good penetration by the South Gwinnett defensive line, and it's really hard to step over and away from defensive linemen 3 yards back in your backfield.
Well, the Raiders are trying to hustle up to the line of scrimmage and get one more play off, but the quarter ends with this game 0-0. And, Kurt, you and I messaging earlier in the afternoon about the Marietta Daily Journal prediction for tonight's game, 14-7 with Walton winning. You and I both a little surprised at that and thought it would
be a little higher scoring.
A little higher scoring, but judging by this first quarter, maybe they were onto something.
So at the end of the first quarter, it's Walton 0 and the South Gwinnett Comets 0. Raiders have the ball, third down and 16, the ball on their own 43-yard line. They had moved it up to the 48-yard line, but then a holding penalty and some subsequent another 12-yard run by KK Brooks, and then a loss in the last play.
I was talking about the nice turnout, nice crowd here tonight. There's a shot of, or you saw a moment ago, a shot of some of the crowd here. There's another one.
So, Tim, this is year 6 for Raider Vision here and doing the games for the Walton Raiders. It's this is a big change. I was looking this morning. Since 1995, the Raiders are 148-68 under Ed and Rocky, almost a 70% winning percentage. 2 trips to the semis, 1 trip to the state finals. But I think that in talking with Mo on Monday, he gets all that, but he also knows what he wants to do with the program for the way he wants to run it too.
Right. You want to take some of what works and take some of what what works from your past experiences and blend them together.
Here's a screen pass to KK Brooks. Nice block on the side. KK stays on his feet. He's up to the 40. That's a first down for the Raiders. Beautiful screen pass. Nice block right about the time that KK caught the ball at the 45-yard line. And he runs it up into South Gwinnett territory to the 40-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders in the first trip into opposition field position.
KK Brooks showing off his vision and shiftiness on that run after the catch right there. Great job by KK Brooks. They've got a flag
on the play. And Brooks will pick up 6, but we got to wait on that one.
Yeah, I think it was Takar Stewart went in motion early, I think, but we'll see.
I'm getting some text messages from fans down below us, Tim, saying they hate us because we have air conditioning.
Well, that fireball is almost behind those trees. We're getting there. For them, though, it's still going to be hot out there.
I know. I just responded. The AC in the press box is delightful. So it brings up a first down, and it looks like 15. Illegal motion against the Raiders. Raiders continue to kind of shoot themselves in the foot here. As you said, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But the encouraging thing is that KK is finding some room to move. And there's a nice block by Letton on the perimeter. Oh, beautiful block by the wide receiver. I think that was Wolf, and that'll bring up a second down and about 4 for the Raiders. KK picks up almost 10 yards.
That was actually Takar Stewart who made that seal block on the left end out there. So he redeems himself after committing the penalty on the previous play. Great job. You'll see Takar step up here, and he waits for the defender to try to come back, and he seals it off there.
Good pursuit by the Comet defense, but a nice 10, 11-yard pickup by KK. Josh looks downfield, throws it. He got a wide-open receiver. It's Letton at the 5. Touchdown, Walton Raiders.
Well, how about that?
Sam Letton, the newcomer, coach's son. Josh White, his first touchdown pass, 33 yards to Sam Letton. Walton Raiders 6. South Gwinnett Comets 0.
New coach, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, new wide receiver, all come together on that one play right there to give Walton this lead here early in the second quarter.
Chris Jensen is your kicker for the Raiders.
Well, they're going for 2. That didn't work out.
That falls incomplete, and that didn't look very good.
No. They were trying to go right back to Letton. So we'll see. You don't like to have those missed PATs, Kurt, because you never know what's going to happen later on in the game. But
right.
Hopefully that will not come back to haunt the Raiders. We got our monitor. And we got
There's
a replay.
a replay. There we go.
Now, Letton a good 5 yards behind the defender on that play. So the defender is going to be kicking himself in the foot. Or his coach might be doing that. But nice connection between those two.
Yeah, nice. Sam kind of did a little bit of a stop and go, kind of just suckered the defender in with a little bit of a shuffle step. Defender came in on him. Sam just kind of bursted outside. He just went right past him. And good patience by Josh to hit him for the 34-yard touchdown pass. Chris Jensen to kick off. Raiders lead 6-0. Lights on here at Raider Valley now.
Sun is behind the trees, thank goodness.
Jensen, a senior. Bit of a knuckleball kick, but that is going to be caught at the 2. Receiver stays on his feet. Good coverage by the Raiders, taken down at the 18-yard line, 19-yard line, and the Comets will take over there.
Yeah, we got flags, lots of them coming in at the end of the play over there on the far side at about the 23, 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be a little frustrating here early in the season as the Raiders try to manage, the new offense, new defense. As you said, first game for the referees. There's a tendency to call a lot of penalties early in the season. Everybody's trying to find that rhythm.
One official coming over here to talk to Coach Dixon and explain this call to him. It is going to go in South Gwinnett.
Holding against North Gwinnett, so that'll knock them back. It'll be first down at the 9-yard line.
They will start from their own 9-yard line.
So penalties have affected field position for both teams. And now South Gwinnett backed up a little bit here.
First and 10, ball at the 9-yard line for the Comets. Shim, your quarterback, straight back to pass, throws over to the side for Johnson. Ball goes through Johnson's hands, and it'll bring up second down and 10 for the Comets.
Yeah, Johnson was open out there in the right flat, but that ball had maybe a little bit too much zip on it.
That had a lot of zing on it.
Shim trying to show off his arm there.
Second down and 10 for the Comets. Ball at the 9. Raiders leading 6-0. 11:02 to go in the second quarter. Raiders with a 98-yard touchdown drive, Tim, on that last drive. Started in the shadow of their own goalpost after the fumble by Shim when the Comets were going in for a score. Nice first drive for Josh White, 98 yards. Now here's the quick pass out to the Raider sideline by the Comets. They were in a trips. They tried to get two men blocking, one guy kind of laying back to get the pass, but intended for number 24. That's Alston, and falls incomplete.
You're talking about that 98-yard drive, Kurt. A couple of big plays by K.K. Brooks. We had the one long run by Brooks, and then also the screen pass. Did a nice job of run after the catch on that screen pass.
Yep. No, K.K. looked great. I mean, you could see him starting to get his feet under him. I really don't want to see K.K. playing a ton of defense. It's too hot tonight.
Yeah.
Shim back to pass again. 3 receivers out here to the left. Here's a ball thrown back to the right to Johnston. And the pass, Johnson either slipped or there was a misread, but the pass was clearly thrown for a corner pattern, an out pattern, and Johnson was kind of still hung up on the hash marks.
Yeah, he slipped, Kurt, and that would have been an opportunity for Taquar Stewart to come up and make that interception. You know, when the receiver falls down and that ball's coming in your area, you got to be ball hawking.
Exactly. That's a nice defensive stand by the Raiders. 3 and out by the Comets. The Raiders will take over after this punt. K.K. Brooks back deep. And Stewart. That's Brooks and Stewart deep for the Raiders. Punting from their end zone. Raiders put pressure on. He gets it away. The South Gwinnett punter, excuse me. Stewart, he's up across 40. Beautiful move. He's at the 35, stays on his feet, and there's another penalty flag.
Yeah, I don't know what this flag is going to be. A hold
behind the play.
Yeah. Well behind the play. He's signaling holding.
I'm the guy who turned the lights on. It was a little dark in here now.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
So the Raiders, Stewart with a nice punt return, but a block in the back will push the Raiders back, where the ball will be spotted just across midfield.
It will be first down from the Raiders' own 49-yard line. First and 10.
So the Raiders will have the ball at their own 49. First down, K.K. Brooks, lone setback behind Josh White. Raiders just coming off a 98-yard touchdown drive. Here's a toss to K.K. He is hit immediately, and there's another flag on the play. And the over and under right now on penalties is one more than the number of plays run in the game.
Holding against the Raiders, and yeah, the flags are getting a little tiring, and we're only, a minute and a half into the second quarter, so got a long way to go.
At some point in time, you got to kind of let them play. Holding against Walton. The ball will now be pushed back to the 38-yard line for the Raiders.
It will be first down from the Raiders 38, first and 20.
It's first and 21, first and 22. White in the shotgun. K.K. Brooks stands to his left. Here's the handoff to K.K. coming to our right. He is up across the 40, tackled at the 41, and he'll gain 3 yards, and it'll bring up a second down and 18 for the Raiders. Raiders trying to find a little rhythm with the running game, Tim. You can see them trying to establish K.K. They seem to be a tad more patient than they were earlier in the first quarter offensively. 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 to the left. K.K. Brooks to Josh White's left. Josh rolls to his left. Sets up, throws. He finds a wide open receiver. That's Stewart. Stewart is up to the 40-yard line, and I think he has enough for a first down. It's going to be close.
Yeah, depending on the spot here, he looked like the forward progress was right at that marker. And that time, we see Josh White's arm. That was a nice throw there.
It was. That ball had some movement on it. He hit Stewart it was a rope. He hit him right in the belly. The ball did not have a lot of air under it. It was on the move.
They mark it just short, Kurt, 3rd and inches here. Oh, that's not good.
That was just too obvious, wasn't it? KK is stopped short. It'll bring up a 4th down and 4th down and 2, and the Raiders are sending their punt team in. They might have gone to the well once too many times with that little counter action to KK, and it'll bring up 4th down and 3. .8:47 to go here in the first half. Raiders lead 6-0. Josh White to Letton. Here's a rugby punt run and he's going to keep it and go for it.
Look at this.
He's up for the first down, and it'll be a first down Raiders as he's tackled at the 36-yard line.
Chris Jensen, Kurt, a soccer player. They do a lot of running. A lot of them have pretty good speed, and Chris Jensen kind of showed it off a little bit there.
Yeah, he's well coached. I can vouch for that too.
Yeah, let's get a replay on that.
Yeah, you can see that's one of the things with the rugby punt they teach the punters. If you see that you can run on that play, Tim, put your head down and go. Don't be indecisive. Put your head down and go. And Chris is a good athlete. As you said, he is a soccer player, and picked up the first down by about 3 yards. And I got to tell you, I was a little surprised to see Chris go out there in punt formation, so I was hoping we might see that.
Yeah, and you said good athlete, and that's the key right there. When you're going to go to that style of punt, that rugby-style punt, which we saw the Raiders break out last year, it's good to have a good athlete back there. A guy like Chris Jensen who has, A, a strong leg, but B, he's also a very good athlete, and you're going to have some opportunities, especially on those 4th and shorts. You probably won't see it very much on the 4th and 12s or whatever, but on the 4th and shorts, the Raiders will have some opportunities to pick up a first down with that exact play right there, and it's a judgment call for him.
Absolutely, and it was well blocked by the Raiders as well. There were two nice alleys for Chris to run up. So good for the Raiders. First down and 10. The ball is sitting just past the 36-yard line. Now we've got KK Brooks as your quarterback here. Bailey Wolf in motion. KK with the direct snap in the Wildcat, and he is going to pick up maybe 2 or 3 yards. There was a lot of people running around on that play.
Yeah, that is a strong, tough 2 or 3 yards, though. You watch him just twist off and pull away from that initial hit and able to fall forward for a positive gain. Great effort by KK Brooks.
Yeah, I've changed my mind about who he reminds me of, by the way.
Okay.
All right, but I'll tell you a little later. Curtis Martin.
Ah, okay.
I like, the way he runs. He's going to take what the defense gives him. He'll punish him on every play. But when he gets that seam, away he goes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. A lot of people don't realize how high up on the all-time career rushing yards list he is. He's way up there, and you never hear about it.
No.
You hear about the Walter Paytons, the Emmett Smiths, obviously, guys like that. But you never hear anyone bring up Curtis Martin until Kurt Schreiner pulls it out right here on Raiderville.
I saw him on an airplane not too long ago. He's still in great shape, by the way. Here is a handoff to Wolf going over the left side, and he is going to be taken down after gaining enough yardage for the first down, and it's going to bring up a first down and 10. The ball will be resting just across the 26-yard line.
So this little Wildcat so far working out for the Raiders with KK Brooks lined up at quarterback, and now they're going to send Josh White back in there.
I like the way they're mixing that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Saw KK run two. Got Bailey Wolf on the other one. Now you've got Josh back in at quarterback. First down and 10, ball to 26-yard line. Raiders on the move.
Oh, boy. Another flag.
It's going to be illegal motion, or might be illegal formation. I'm not sure.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, it's interesting. Most of these flags are being thrown by the two side judges.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're going to wave it off. Yeah, see, the two receivers lined up on the left side over there just shifted positions. Yeah, one on the line, and they shifted back. And, the official, like I said, it's the first game of the year for everybody.
Well, at least talk it over, say, no, that's okay. Well, there it is. All right, good. Everybody sees that play. Josh under center. Letting in motion. Here's a toss to KK. KK coming to the right. He gets past one defender. He cuts it upfield. Oh, no one wanted to hit him there, Tim. When he ducked his head, no one wanted to hit him. And he takes the ball down to the 19-yard line, and that'll pick up 7 yards for KK, and he is starting to get it going here. Raiders now coming up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Josh takes the signals from the sideline. KK lines up with his lone back behind him. Wolf to your left. Hoskin here to your right. And another penalty flag.
Wow. I was going to, when we raised the blinds earlier after the sun went down and I noticed this window was broken, I was going to ask about how that window got broken, but I'm pretty sure I know now. It must have been last year after one of these penalty-filled games.
No, it wasn't me. I was actually
right
impressed. I was actually impressed by the mold. I think that looks like Bob McLeod being sad that he was no longer president and he just couldn't take the emotions of it. What do you think? Oh, he's not even here that we can pick on him in person. So it brings up a 2nd down and 8 for the Raiders. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And another pair of flags tossed out on the field. And something's got to give here, guys.
Yeah, I've got my old friend Lee Williamson watching up in the Charlotte area of North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine he's probably turned the game off by now after all these flags we've seen. But he wanted me to give him a shout-out. And so him and his family up there in the Charlotte area watching this game.
2nd down and 14 as we try to hold our breath and not jump off sides. And here's a handoff to KK. KK up across the 26, the 25, and it'll be brought down to the 24. And the thing about it, Tim, is it doesn't matter which side of the ball you're on, whether you're the team. If you're the team that the penalties aren't being called on, you get tired of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody starts yapping a little bit at the refs, like, ref, let us play a little bit. But if the offensive line's moving, you got to call it. So
it's not fun for anybody.
No, it's not. It just makes the game so hard to get any kind of rhythm. 3rd down and 8, 5:07 left here in the first half as the Raiders lead 6-0 over the South Gwinnett Comets. And now we have a timeout taken by the Raiders.
This is an important 3rd down, so they're going to take a minute here and talk it over. 3rd and 8 at the 24 of South Gwinnett, Kurt, with 5:02 left to go in the half, and just a 6-0 lead for Walton. So kind of a big play coming up, and the Raiders want to make sure they've got the right play call here.
Well, you're within Jensen's range. I mean, Chris has the range to kick a field goal here, but obviously even 5 yards would be huge, and a 1st down would be terrific. But Raiders leading 6-0. Ball resting at the 24-yard line.
Other than all the penalties, Kurt, I would say so far tonight, so far so good for the Walton and the new regime here under Mo Dixon. I mean, there was going to be some good, some bad, but all in all, like I said, to have a chance to go up double digits here, if they can pick up a 1st down and punch it in the end zone one more time, that would be huge for this Walton Raider team and this coaching staff.
Right now, the Raiders are settling a little bit. They're doing what they do well, which is getting the ball to KK. Josh has had the touchdown pass to Letton, the nice rollout pass to Stewart. He looks pretty good. Moving it around a lot of different guys touching the ball in addition to KK. Defense with a big play on the fumble. So, my goodness.
We're going to have more broken windows up here pretty soon, I have a feeling. This is going to be a procedure call against the Raiders, and these are all mental mistakes, and you've got all summer long, the preseason practice, even going back to spring practice, you've got all that time to get this stuff worked out, And still, we see it on every level of football across the board.
I mean, at the end of the day, Tim, when you get to this position, you just tell the quarterback, we're going on one every time. Just go on one. Don't do anything other than go on one.
Oh, my gosh.
Fumble the ball. Josh picks it up, and he is going to be swarmed at the 34-yard line. So the penalties just kill the Raiders there. They lose all of their momentum as they went down the field. And now you're left in a position where it's a long field goal. I mean, this is and I think they're going to punt it.
Yeah,
Jensen's in the punt.
Good for him. He got the ball back, but, that's one of those where they're probably going to talk to him and say, look, next time that happens, just dive on the football. But he reached down and picked it up. He thought maybe he could do something with it. But
yeah. Chris Jensen standing on his 48-yard line. He's into punt. Chance to pin the Comets deep in their own territory. Good snap. Chris rolls to the right with the rugby. He does a little bit of a pooch here. Angles it towards the sideline. And that's going to go out of bounds about the 16 or 17-yard line. Ooh, referee gives it to us at the 13. Great. So Chris's punts have been effective in terms of the rugby style of punt.
Yeah, I mean, it's, might not have gone as deep as they wanted, but at the same time, you'll take it. You put him back on the 13 and see if your defense can keep this shutout going. Yeah,
last time the Raiders had the Comets go 3 and out, and the Comets threw it on all 3 plays that they had the ball last possession. So here the Comets have it again. Shim is your quarterback. 3 receivers to his right. Handoff to the lone running back right up the middle and brought down at the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Comets.
One thing about the spread, Kurt, is it's a passing offense, but what it does is it stretches the defense out. So you're going to have those holes opened up for the running game just naturally without even having to block. There's going to be some holes there. So the Walton interior lineman and the middle linebackers going to have to watch out for that handoff. Can't forget about the run.
Shim with a quick pass out to the wide side.
Wow.
It's going to be a 1st down for the Comets, it looks like.
Christian Sullivan with a strong one-arm tackle.
Colby Ransom with the catch for the South Gwinnett Comets. It brings up a 1st down. As the ball is marked on the 24-yard line for South Gwinnett. So 1st down and 10 for the Comets. 3:26. You gotta watch the clock a little bit here, Tim. You just can't take your time when you're a good 76 yards away from the end zone. Fake. Good coverage by the Raiders and good pressure. Now Shim is running out by himself on the right-hand side. He's up to the 30, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds at the 35, and he'll pick up a 1st down for the Comets.
Well, we also got away with one. We've been complaining about all the flags, but we definitely got away with one over here on the near side, Kurt. Nick Washington on that
little grab on the break.
On the pump fake, yeah. Grabbed the jersey of the receiver he was covering because he got fooled by that double move and the pump fake.
Yeah, I go to the Sergeant Schultz mode there. I saw nothing. But yes, the pump fake was stopped nicely by the Raider defense. 1st and 10 for the Comets. The ball on the 35-yard line. Josh Shim, your quarterback. 1 receiver to his right, 3 receivers to his left. Quick pass out there to his left, and immediately tackled by the Raiders. That's number 23 for Walton.
Taji Stewart and Kurt, great job of him to fight through that block. We're going to get a replay here. He gets blocked right here, and watch him fight through it. It wasn't a great block, but he fought through that block to come up and make a huge stop there.
Loss of 3 on the play. It brings up 2nd down and 13. The ball will be on the 32-yard line. Comets have got to get to the 45 for a 1st down. 2:33, 2:32 to go here in the 1st half. They're moving in fits and starts right now, and that is hurting them from a clock perspective. They still have all 3 of their timeouts left. Here's an inside handoff. And it'll be a gain of 4 yards for the Comets.
Isaiah Robinson that time, the senior, on the carry for South Gwinnett.
3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 9. It's looking closer to 3rd and 9. 1:54 left here in the 1st half. Comets have a long way to go. Raiders just avoid giving up a big play here. They They're going to be able to go into the game with a halftime with a 6-0 lead. Shim back to pass. He's looking to his left. He's now rolling. He's being chased. Raiders bring up good pressure. Nice pass to number 24 for the Comets.
Oh!
Nice move, but he is hit and hit hard.
Great move to get out of the way of one
Rogie, though.
Potential tackler, and then he got body slammed by Ryan
Rogie bringing the wood.
We'll just see this replay coming up here, Kurt.
Alston with the catch by the Comets. Nice movement there by Josh Shim. Looked like he was going to run. Pulls up, makes the throw.
And here comes the hammer. Boom.
Nice tackle. Ball across the 50-yard line now in Raider territory. First down and 10, ball in the 48 for the Comets. 1:33 to go here in the first half. Comets have all 3 of their timeouts left. Raiders holding a slim 6-0 lead. Scored on a 34-yard pass from Josh White to Sam Letton. Raiders went for 2, and the play was lots of penalties. I think we're going to get a holding festival here.
I have a feeling.
Shim continues to roll out, and he throws the ball incomplete. And lots of flags in the play.
The receiver comes up with the ball, but the ball hit the turf.
Yeah, and the ball skipped.
I believe you're right. We're going to have a holding here. Great pressure on the quarterback that time by Garrett Eldred.
Raiders bringing lots of pressure. I think we ought to take that one, Coach.
Holding against the Comets. 10 yards from the spot of foul.
So it's first down and a really long way to go for the Comets.
Yep, got to get to the 38 of Walton.
And the ball's on the 37, so that's 13, 25 to go. First and 25 for the Comets. 1:22 to go. Ball on the 37-yard line. Comets trying to break it across midfield. They've got to get to the 38-yard line of the Raiders. Long way to go. Here's that center screen that was very effective in the first time they ran it. Little block in the back, but Raiders, and there comes the flag from the way back. They've got it, but I think the Raiders will also be maybe content to take the down on that one, Tim.
Yeah. And we're down to 1:12 now left to go in this half. And they're going to take the penalty. They're going to move him back. So
moving back again. I guess it's an either or. We've been second down in about 20. This will make it first down in 30-something, 35 or so. And here's a timeout called by the Comets.
It's been a very slow-moving first half. Right now, Walton ahead of South Gwinnett, 6-0. Now, another thing that's unusual about this year, Kurt, is we're used to the first game of the season being in the Georgia Dome. And
you're right. You're absolutely right.
You know, Walton not invited to the Kell Classic this year, and also the Kell Classic having to be moved to McEachern because of a conflict with the Falcons preseason game. So
right, tomorrow against the Titans, right?
Yep.
Yep. Have you been watching Hard Knocks?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought that this most recent episode was the best by far.
And J.J. Watt is a
unbelievable
football player, isn't he?
Yeah, well, we already knew that.
Yes, but seeing him up close like that?
Yes.
I mean, Jake Matthews is what, a 330-pound man?
Well,
320?
Yeah, I think he's a little lighter, 310, 315. But it was funny to hear J.J. Watt refer to him as that little guy.
Yeah.
That little guy you got on the offensive line is going to be pretty good.
As he was lifting him off the ground with forearms. Yeah, J.J. Watt is unbelievable. I just never had a sense of how just incredible. His speed off the ball, Tim. I mean, his first hit is unbelievable. Unbelievable player. And here's our flyover, a little late. C-130 coming over. So it's first down and 34 to go. And here's a handoff, and the Comet running back slips and falls. And they'll actually lose a yard or two there. It'll bring up second down and 35. Now, people who have been around Walton football will remember Mo Dixon because he was the defensive coordinator who shut us down in the Dome in 2007 with Billy Burns, our Major League Baseball player, Billy Burns. And that 2007 team that went 12-2 and lost to North Gwinnett twice. Here's a handoff to Warner, and Warner is going to go up to the 34. And that'll bring up third down, and there's 37 seconds left.
So this time it's Walton taking a timeout, Kurt, with 37 seconds left. And, you know, the thinking here, if they get the ball back, I don't know how much time they would really have. I think maybe it's let's get these guys together. Let's make sure we don't give up that big play, which we talked about at the beginning of the game. Let's just go ahead and finish out this defensive possession here and force South Gwinnett into a punting situation. I don't think in any way this is Walton trying to preserve clock for a possible run on offense here with these final half minute.
That never ends well. If you do that, we're going to find out how quick Josh can take a knee, would be my opinion of the play that should be run. Raiders playing a bit of a defensive shell in their secondary. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Here's a handoff to Warner. He is met there at the line of scrimmage by number 55 for the Raiders.
They get it up to the 39-yard line, but it's going to be 4th and very long.
Clark Price, the linebacker, brings up 4th down.
Short gain on the play, tackled by Clark Price and Joey Goodman. That brings up 4th and long for the Comets.
Be 4th and about 23.
Joey Goodman on the tackle, but you can tell that the Comets started running away from number 22 after the first or second series.
Yeah, they're going to have to run away from number 7 too, because he's had a very nice first half for this Walton defense as well. Garrett Eldred.
Garrett, a junior. Raiders not very deep with seniors this year. A lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores, which when you have a new coach is actually not a bad thing.
No, I agree. A lot of very talented juniors and sophomores. So it's youth is not necessarily a bad thing.
Now the Raiders have gotten close on a couple of these punt formations in terms of blocking it. When South Gwinnett has had to put the ball into punt formation. Here's a good snap. Bit of a rugby run to the left. That ball is a real spud. And it will roll, and it'll be down finally at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the official threw a marker up here, though, at the 25, and I thought it was as if the ball had been touched by a South Gwinnett player. Now let's see. I think that is where they're going to mark it, where he threw that marker.
It looked as though, Tim, it might have hit the heel of one of the defenders going downfield.
It's going to give us a replay. So South Gwinnett goes with the rugby-style punt as well, and you're seeing more and more of that in football these days, and it's very effective. And you can see it just clipped the heel there.
It hits the defender on the thigh. So the Raiders will have the ball at their own 26. I think we'll see a modified end of the first half version of the victory formation. And we will then allow you to listen to the Walton and South Gwinnett bands. It's a beautiful night here in Raider Valley. The sun has finally set. The lights have taken hold.
Did I hear it correctly? The Walton band got an invite to the Rose Bowl parade this year?
They are going to be in the Rose Bowl parade. That's right. We'll be able to see them on New Year's Day, marching down Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena. Josh is back to pass. He scrambles, looks deep. He's got a receiver downfield.
That's going to be some interference.
I think you got to call interference there, and you got to get that interference.
You know, we've been complaining about the flags, and rightfully so, Kurt. But when it's obvious interference, you got to throw that flag. And
that one was a penalty. And like we said before, so many of the penalties were just a result of the Raiders jumping off sides on offensive line.
Josh White with plenty of time to throw here, and he unleashes that ball, and see if we catch the defender running into the back of the Walton receiver. It might have come in right at the end of that replay, but
now it's not a spot of the foul penalty, so it's going to be 15 yards. So we're going to find out a little bit about Josh's arm strength here.
7 seconds left to go. See if they'll air it out one more time.
And I think it's time for college and high school to change this rule. if you foul, if you commit interference on the 2-yard line, what do you have to lose?
Right.
Make it a real penalty.
Yeah, I agree.
The Raiders had the ball at their own 41, so Josh is going to have to really put some air into this one to get it downfield. Here comes some pressure up the middle. He's going to have to run, and he finds a receiver and gets out of bounds with 1 second to go in the half. A pickup of 5 yards.
Bailey, you know what? I thought it was Bailey Wolf. It's Cole Watts, number 9 on the reception.
Yep, Cole, a sophomore.
There is 1 second left in the half. One more play.
So how about this? Can they make magic happen here with 1 second left? Looks like South Gwinnett's going to call timeout.
The Comets will call timeout.
This is turning into a long first half of football.
So I just heard our producer, Pete English, tell all the cameramen, okay, this is going to be a long bomb down the field. So the play we used to run in this situation in high school was the old double pass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Guy steps back, you make it a lateral, and you send the split end from the other side, just kind of streaking down, see if anybody covers him. Worked every time.
Got to have somebody with a really good arm out there.
You got to have a wide receiver with an arm. Walton band getting ready to hit the field.
So this, Kurt, this is one thing that is a bit of a change from what we've seen in the past. In the past, Walton a little more conservative, running the football in these situations. I think we'd see the Raiders just go ahead and take a knee, go into the locker room, regroup, get ready for the second half. And already with Coach Dixon and Coach Letton as the offensive coordinator, we're seeing a little more of a swashbuckling gambling style.
Yep, you sure are. So here we go. Ball's at the 46, and Josh's hands it up the middle to KK, who is just dragging the defense along the way with him. He picks up a nice 15 yards for his stats, and that's going to end the first half here at Raider Valley. So at the end of one half of football here in the 2014 season, the Walton Raiders 6, South Gwinnett Comets 0. Enjoy some Walton Raider band, South Gwinnett Comet band, and we will see you in about 20 minutes. This is Walton Raider football on Raider Vision.
be special. So I'm not sure what to do. You can hear me and listen to the left ear. You can hear him on the right. You hear me. That's what I mean. So if you pull out before you move, pull out before you move, pull out before you move. Just like pull out, push in, pull out, push in. So you're going out as you're moving it in. So it's almost like left finger, right finger while you're moving. Well, you got to find the speed that you want. And then not touching. That's the hard part is not moving your thumb. You can always just a little bit, another location. The challenge you have when you do that is when you get over here and try to get the students, you can't get it. So panning slowly by zooming out. So you don't even notice the panning because I'm zooming out. But if I wanted to catch this drag guy right here, I'd pan slowly to the right while I'm moving in. There we go. So now when I come down here, I start panning out. And I move. And it's not so rocky.
Ladies and gentlemen, Principal Judy McNeil, Directors Mike Back and Jeff Pollock, and the staff of Walton High School are proud to present the 2014 Walton High School Marching Raider Band. This year, drum majors Rachel Cornell, Elizabeth Fricky, Gina Kim, and Catherine Roddy lead the band as we perform Compass Rose, featuring Sensamaya by Sylvester Reveltis, The Seal Lullaby by Eric Whitaker, Pollock by Jeff Beal, and Pentium by Peter Graham. Please welcome the 2014 Walton High School Marching Raider Band.
There I am. I got it. 1, 2, 3. I hear myself now. Yeah.
Hey, Howard, good to see you. Lisa's in Missouri. She's at her father's 90th birthday. Football season, man. Tennis. Bringing beer to the tennis court is over Friday night. I guess I can go.
How about your Walton High School marching band? Want to also give special shout out to the Chain Gang tonight. The Chain Gang is Ricky Goldman, Patrick Graber, Hot Rod Cleveland, Gene the Marine Gilbert, and Captain Guy the Geester Thompson. How about the Chain Gang? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner for tonight's raffle. The winning raffle ticket number is 845241. That number again, 845241. Tonight's winner receives $427.50. The winner should see the man in front of the band wearing the referee shirt to collect his or her prize. Thank you all for playing and for supporting your Walton Raider Marching Band. 845241. Also, you will notice out on the field the new and improved T-shirt launcher from our robotics team. We are happy to welcome back this year's Walton's award-winning robotics team. Their upgraded and redesigned T-shirt 1000 Cannon Launcher. Tonight's T-shirt sponsor is Peachtree Orthopedics. Walton High School is very lucky to have serving as team physicians this year Dr. Scott Kimberly and Dr. John Henry. Dr. Henry's son, Jack, is a senior offensive lineman. Dr. Kimberly is actually on the sidelines at every game.
Yeah, Kurt, I'm going to give you the stats here, the penalty stats. We knew they were bad, but you'll get an idea of just how bad here in just a second. First, let's start with team stats. Walton had 8 first downs to 7 for South Gwinnett. Walton outrushed the Comets 117-90, and Walton also outpassed South Gwinnett 72 passing yards to just 31 for South Gwinnett.
Okay, right.
Time of possession, Raiders had an edge there, 14:02 to 9:58 in time of possession. And here it comes, the penalty numbers.
Right, I'm listening. I'm ready.
The two teams combined for almost 200 penalty yards in the first half, Kurt. 11 penalties for 123 yards for Walton and 7 penalties for 75 yards for South Gwinnett. So those are the ugly numbers.
So remind me again of how much total offense we had and how many penalty yards we had.
123 penalty yards, and total offense was, let's see here, 189.
Okay.
So,
all right.
yeah,
all right. Well, okay.
66 more yards in offense than we had in penalties. Josh White, very nice. 4 of 5 passing the football, 72 yards, and, of course, the one touchdown pass that went to Sam Letton. KK Brooks had 17 carries for 91 yards. That sounds like old Walton football right there.
Sure does.
Chris Jensen, of course, the one carry on the fake punt. Can't really call it a fake punt. It was more like an option play, really. One carry for 21 yards for Jensen. Bailey Wolf had 2 carries on the end around for 16 yards. And Josh White carried it 4 times on the keeper for 11 yards. Receiving the football, those 4 pass completions by Josh White went to 4 different receivers, Kurt. Sam Letton caught the 33-yard touchdown pass. KK Brooks, a 17-yard reception. Taquar Stewart also had a 17-yard reception. And Cole Watts caught 1 pass for 5 yards. And for South Gwinnett, Shin was 4 of 8 for 31 yards. He carried the football 5 times for 55 yards. Warner carried it 6 times for 25 yards. And Robinson, 2 carries for 11 yards. And receiving, Shin's 4 completions also to 4 different receivers.
Right.
Traquan Alston, 1 catch for 16 yards. Warner and Colby Ransom each had 1 catch. Warner's was for 14. Ransom's was for 4. And then Sam Jackson had 1 catch for -3 yards.
Yeah, Tim, watching the game and kind of thinking about it here up at halftime, I think that Josh and KK look good. I think the offensive line, you could tell, having played some offensive line in high school, I think they were thinking about what to do, and that was so you're coming up to the line of scrimmage, you're thinking about what to do. The snap count suddenly is like, what are we going on? And I just think some of those little mistakes will go away as each rep takes place. And I think in the second half we might get to see a much different football game.
I hope so. I mean, there's nervous jitters, as you can expect, the first game of the season. And, it's like having a new boss. These kids, they have a new coach. They want to impress the new boss. And so a little nervousness there. And hopefully, one half of football is under the books. They've gotten a chance to get inside out of the heat a little bit, maybe calm down, settle in a little bit, and hopefully we'll see, as you said, some better quality football here in the second half and fewer penalties, hopefully.
One thing I was surprised by, we didn't have guys cramping up, and the temperature is come down nicely as the sun has gone down and darkness now has descended over Raider Valley. Tim, before we get started with the second half, there's something that you and I need to mention about one of our favorite old players from Walton High School. And we mentioned Mo Dixon was the defensive coordinator for North Gwinnett when they shut down the Walton Raiders in 2007 and in the semifinals. That was my son Adam's team. He was the kicker on that team. However, one of the players, number 45, was Billy Burns.
Yeah.
And Billy Burns, as you and I were talking about, and we also proudly watched, Billy is an outfielder for the Oakland A's. He was in spring training with the big team, but was not on the 45-man roster. He was an invitee. And at the end of July, Billy was called up and played center field for the major league team for the A's for 4 or 5 games. Due to some injuries, he got sent down to AAA, but everything looks like Billy's going to be back up with the major league club on September 1st. And so a Walton Raider who went on to be a Mercer Bear is playing Major League Baseball in Oakland for the A's.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned Billy Burns. Well, he got a lot of buzz during spring training, had a great spring for the A's, but they started him off in the minor leagues.
Double-A, right.
Double-A, yep.
All right, here's the kickoff by Jensen, and it's going to go into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line, where the Comets will take over 1st and 10.
One more thing about Billy Burns. I attest, and I can't remember if this was his junior year or senior year, but it was the game against Kell here at Raider Valley. The shootout between Walton and Kell kept going back and forth, and Kell had Jonathan Dwyer.
That was their junior year.
Yeah, and to me, even with Jonathan Dwyer on the field for Kell, Billy Burns was the best football player on the field that night.
The greatest thing I heard about Billy was that when we were 8 years old with our kid, when our kids were 8 years old, Billy was the best athlete, and when they were 18, Billy was still the best athlete. But anyway, a big moment for a Walton Raider that a lot of us got to see and loved to play, and he was also part of that state championship baseball team his junior year. So congrats to Billy and his family. We're really proud of him.
And that's
I bought an Oakland A's hat when I went to see him in spring training. And when I see Billy at Christmas, I'm going to get him to sign that hat.
Yeah, we and by the way, no relation between Billy and I. That's just
coincidence,
pure coincidence. But
I mean, the Burns name is a legendary name.
That's true. That's
regardless
true.
of ties here. But anyway, back to the game and more important things, perhaps. It's 2nd down and 8 for the Comets as they have the ball on their own 22-yard line. Shim is the quarterback for the Comets. He rolls to his right, and he finds Johnson, the big receiver, out on the perimeter. Johnson is that 6'2", 195-pound sophomore, Tim, that we both really like in terms of his ability to move and his size, and he picks up the 1st down for the Comets on the pass from Shim.
Yeah, proved very tough to bring down on that play as well.
It's fun. KK last year as a sophomore really kind of burst onto the scene, as we talked about, 1,260 yards last year. He's gotten it going somewhat here in the first half. When you have players like a KK last year or the B.J. Johnson for the Comets, and by the time they get to be seniors, you think they've been around for 10 years.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes you think they're never going to go away.
Especially if they're good and they're on the other team. Here's a pass out wide, and the wood is brought by Christian Sullivan for the Raiders.
Pass intended for Elijah Shaw.
You're going to get the replay here, Kurt, and watch. He sniffs it out immediately, and you see him closing the gap right there and brings the hammer and separates player from football on that play.
Elijah Shaw, the intended receiver, and Elijah's probably gone back and said to his friend Josh, not so high and not so slow.
Yeah, get it to me quicker.
Yes, exactly. That brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Comets. Raiders defense, I think, has looked good, Tim. I think they've played well. The Comets have hurt themselves with some penalties, but the Raiders not allowed them to have the big play. And there's a drop by Colby Ransom.
Yeah.
And
it's a gift.
Yes, Colby is senior, and that's one of those ones he just knows better. And
the ball was thrown a little low, so Shim could have got it up a little higher, but still, Ransom should have had the catch. And Kurt, if he did make the catch, he had some running room in front of him. Walton defense giving him lots of cushion there. Big 3rd down here.
I think the Raiders were a little nervous about giving up big plays. They have not had that happen to them tonight. That's been great news. Here's Shim back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to scramble. He's up to the 40, and he's brought down from behind at the 42 or 43, and I know that's going to be short of a first down by a yard or two.
He got tackled forward by Jason Rooks. Rooks tackled him forward closer to that marker, so luckily for the Raiders, he gets spotted back behind the first down marker.
And it looks like the Comets are going to bring on the punt team as it brings up 4th down and a long 1, closer to 2, really. It's the ball's resting on the 47-yard line. The Comets need to get to the, not the 47, the 42, and they need to get to the 44. Comets in punt formation. They've been using a little bit of that modified rugby punt, a couple steps to the left. Not as much as Chris Jensen's been doing for the Raiders. Seth Johnston with the punt. It's a good punt by Seth, and that is going to roll out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So the Raiders are going to have some work ahead of them here as Johnston comes up with a nice punt for the Comets. And the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line, and we get to see what kind of adjustments Coach Dixon and Coach Letton have made here, Tim, with this offense. Defense looks pretty good there in the first series. Let's see what the offense does.
Yep. They racked up some yardage offensively, Kurt, but unable to do much other than the 1 touchdown, and see if they can open things up a little bit more here in the second half, find more holes in the South Gwinnett defense.
Josh White, your quarterback. KK Brooks, your running back, deep behind Josh. Here's a handoff to KK with that little counter motion. KK across the 20, the 25, and he's picking up those 10, 12, 15-yard chunks of yardage that we got used to seeing last year, Tim. And KK takes that ball all the way up to the 29-yard line, and that's a 17-yard gain. What did KK have in the first half? I don't remember.
That puts him over
91?
100, Kurt. Yeah, 91 in the first half, so he's up over 100 yards.
So he has 108 yards now. Here's another handoff to KK, and he picks up 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 6. I mean, you think about it. I think it was the MDJ article that talked about, the running backs we've had here.
Yeah.
Boyston.
Justin Forte.
Justin Forte won a national championship at Richmond. J.J. Jackson that played on that 07 team. Just some unbelievable running backs. And KK, after playing for 3 years, is going to have a real chance to be right at the top of that board, and he picks up another first down as the Raiders have got the KK Express going right now, and that's exactly what all of us like to see. First down Raiders, ball at the 41, and the Express has left the station starting at the 12-yard line, and now we have picked up a nice 29 yards here on 2 KK Brooks carries. Here's Josh, rolls to his right. There you go, find that big receiver Letton, and Letton takes the ball to the 49-yard line. That's a pickup of 8 yards. Sam Letton, a junior, big wide receiver, number 17. I like the way Josh is taking his time when he's on the move, Tim. He's not getting impatient. He's looking downfield, and he's finding his receivers.
Yeah, it's been an impressive debut for Josh White. We didn't know what we were going to get tonight.
Here's KK up the middle, and the South Gwinnett defense ran a bit of a stunt there up on the defensive line, and they basicly, did a swim technique into the hole where KK's been running, and knocked KK down for about a 1 yard loss. So it brings up a 3rd down and a long 2.
Bill Morgan in the game at fullback for the Raiders.
All right, so this drive started great, Kurt, but now a big third down here for the Raiders.
And we have
It's an equipment thing, I think. Now we're ready to go.
Jack Hoskins, something with his knee pads, or I don't know. The Raiders run the counter, and KK, that defensive line just came straight through. Lots of penetration, and as we talked about earlier, it's hard to step over defensive linemen. They're 3 yards deep. So the Raiders, after getting some forward momentum from their own 12-yard line, he got the ball up almost to the 50. Chris Jensen, number 25, is in for the Raiders to punt as he moves back to his 29-yard line, 30-yard line, and fourth down at 7. Chris has to run about 20 yards to get a first down. I don't think, Tim, this will be one of those cases where we're going to see Chris fake the punt.
And it's, he's also standing back at his own 30-yard line as well.
And it's blocked by South Gwinnett. That ball is going to be picked up by the Comets, and it will be a touchdown for South Gwinnett as the defensive line came plowing through 3 or 4 Comets. They pick up the ball, and now that two-point conversion is going to loom large as the Comets have a chance to kick an extra point and go up 7-6 over the Raiders. So special teams breakdown by the Raiders. Not much that Chris Jensen could do on that one.
Yeah, it was a low snap, Kurt, and you're right. They had a good rush on, but that low snap definitely hurt. I don't know if a good snap would have made a difference or not. They had such a heavy rush on him, but that's a tough break for the Raiders on special teams there.
Roberto Lindsay, number 48, in to kick for the Comets. Chance to put them ahead, and his kick is blocked, so it's 6-6. Pick it up. And there's a pile at the 10-yard line, and we have a 6-6 tie as special teams have completely collapsed here at Raider Valley.
Okay. All right, Kurt, we're going to get our replay going here. I think we might see the punt first. No? Yeah, there's the punt. Okay. And I think we caught it at the tail end, so you couldn't really see the low snap very well, but heavy rush on Jensen. Not much he could do, as you said, Kurt. Well, so South Gwinnett with the easy touchdown there. And then we might get the extra point replay as well.
That was one of those things. They brought a lot of pressure straight up the middle. Tendency by offensive linemen. There it comes. He just kicked it too low. He kicked it right into the belly of one of our defenders. Yeah, one of the things when you're on punt team as an offensive lineman, you have to block your guy. You just can't do the old lookout block and then start running downfield.
And it's not like you have to drive him anywhere.
No.
You just hold him up.
1,001, 1,000 go.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the press box, Aaron Whitfield, your driver's license is in the press box.
So Stewart is back deep, and Wolf is back deep for the Raiders. Roberto Lindsay to kick off. His first kickoff was a bit of a squib down the middle. Was picked up by Garrett Eldred the first time the Comets kicked off to open the game. So it's 6-6. Here's a better kick by Roberto. Nice kick. Actually comes down at the 7-yard line. Picked up by Stewart. Stewart's at the 20. He's got a nice seam up the middle, and he trips up, and he is tackled at the 28-yard line. I thought that he had a seam there for a minute, Tim, but good field position for the Raiders. Get up. Stewart is down on the field. I don't know if he's got a little bit of a cramp. I should have never said the word cramp. It's like saying the word shank when you're playing football. Golf. Never say that word. So 6-6.
Is it Taquar that's down, or?
Yeah, he is. It does look like he has a cramp.
Yeah, they're working it out right now.
They're working it right now. The worst feeling in the world when you have cramps.
Oh my gosh.
It's just terrible.
We're going to get a replay of this return, Kurt.
I thought on the left, Tim, he had a seam just as he came across the 20.
Raiders do a good job of blocking on this, Kurt. Gave him that seam he talked about, and he just got tripped up by one of those guys that have been blocked all the way to the ground.
Yeah, that opened up nicely.
Comes the Raider offense, starting at the 28-yard line.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 on their own 28. Josh White at quarterback. KK Brooks and Miller Morgan in the backfield with Actually, I think they're going to get the Comets for jumping that time. The nose guard did flinch.
Kurt, you talk about cramps being the worst feeling in the world.
Yes.
As a 34-year-old, a few years ago, we'll just say, we won't say exactly how many years ago it was.
Right.
I was dumb enough to go play semi-pro football, and going down the field on a kickoff, I had a double calf cramp, both calves.
Was that the sign that you should just announce football? Hand off to KK, and after the Raiders pick up 5 yards on the penalty against the Comets.
The way I went down, you would have thought there was a sniper on top of the press box. It took me out, but it was, that's an awful feeling. There's no question about it. They're still working on him down here on the sideline too.
Yeah, it's hard to stop them once they stop, particularly in high school, because you just can't get enough fluids in you. Here's a handoff to KK again. He's up across the 35 to the 37-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Raiders. A little bit closer, actually just a long one. Raiders trying to get very patient here with KK. Spreading the formation, but at the same time they are, using the arm of Josh conservatively, but I think but very effectively.
Yep, he's been good in his debut.
There's been a lot of talk about young quarterbacks this year, particularly in the NFL, and I think Josh is handling himself just beautifully. It's going to be fun to watch him mature, Tim, over the next 2 years.
Right now you see them going to work on Taquar Stewart. We need him. You're going to have to get those cramps worked out, and it's not an easy job. You just got to keep working on him, and he should be taking in some fluids as well.
I was going to say he should be drinking some water right now, too.
There's Coach Stewart coming over to check on him. Got a problem with the clock. They're resetting the clock. There it is, 5:52 left to go in this 3rd quarter.
Raiders 6, Comets 6. The MDJ said 14-7, and Tim, as you said earlier today, when we were emailing around lunchtime, we thought, no way. I thought something like 24-21, 24-17.
That's right.
But both teams have moved the ball well enough. Yeah. But penalties have hurt both of them, and the Raiders had a special teams breakdown. Comets had a big fumble on their own 4-yard, the 4-yard line going in, Raider 4.
It looks like it's a hamstring cramp or strain. It looked like they were working on his right hamstring, talking about Taquar Stewart. So
yeah,
he's going to get up now. So training staff did their job.
Water. Getting high school players to hydrate, Tim, is one of the hardest things in the world to do. That's not how they think. It looked like there was a fumbled snap, and now the Raiders scrum pushes forward close to the 1st down. I don't know what that was. It's going to bring up 4th down and 4th down and 3 or 4, and
you know what it looked like, Kurt? It looked like one of those peewee football plays where the ball is snapped and then there's just a swarm of bodies.
Right. No one really knows what they're doing.
The old, like the old electronic football, where the the little pieces kind of vibrate across the board.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of what that looked like.
I had the Joe Namath electric football with the Joe Namath guy that threw the ball, but yes, I remember that. That was a big present in 1971.
Yeah, that football was like a little piece of felt, also. Right?
Yes, it was. How you were supposed to throw that to a piece of vibrating plastic player going down the field was beyond me, but Joe Willie looked good. He looked good. So those of you watching will be shocked to know that there's been another penalty on the play.
Yeah.
And it brings up 4th down and 8 for the Raiders. The ball at the 31-yard line. Chris Jensen into punt for the Raiders. Last time the Comets came with a bull rush right up the middle, blocked it. And here's a high snap, but that's actually going to be okay. Chris takes it. Chris is very athletic. I'm impressed with that tonight, Tim.
Yeah,
here's a nice punt. Fielded at 28 by the Comets. And after a gain of 7 or 8 yards, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Comets at the 36-yard line. Jensen with another nearly 40-yard, over 40-yard punt. High snap, but Chris was able to bring it down.
Nice little return by Elijah Shaw, just a sophomore, one of those guys that probably got a lot of playing time last year as a freshman for South Gwinnett.
I think they said they had 7 starters last year, that are freshmen that got a lot of playing time, which, wow, by the time you're a senior, that's just invaluable.
Yep.
Jim, your quarterback, little belly read. He goes up the middle, and he finds some running room, and he is hit hard by number 21, Christian Sullivan. Christian coming up from his safety position.
We've seen some big hits here tonight, Kurt, and here's another one by Christian Sullivan. Watch him come fill the hole. And just when he thought he had some running room, there's Sullivan to put the hit on him at the 42.
I think that was, in John Madden, that was a doink.
Yeah.
2nd down and 5 for the Comets. 3 receivers to the right, 1 here to the left. Quick pass to the right. Raiders get on top of it pretty quickly and hold the Comets to 2-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 45-yard line. So the Comets are approaching some very good field position right now. Raiders need to hold here on 3rd down. It's going to be a 3rd down and a long 2. Goodman on the last tackle. Joey having a good game today, but after his, I would say, rather ferocious first quarter, Tim, they've kind of managed to move away from Joey.
Yeah. Yep. And Garrett Eldred, very nice first half defensively as well for the Raiders.
3 receivers here to the left, right near the Walton sideline. 1 right in front of the South Gwinnett sideline. And that was a mess. Was it a timeout or a flag? Timeout. I was going to say a 5-yard penalty there for the Comets would have just been a killer. Saw Trip Allen up here this evening.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, he still lives here in Cobb County, and their game, I guess, tomorrow is at McEachern bright and early, right?
Is that the 9 a.m. or the 11:45? 9 a.m. Wow, that's no fun.
Not from Carrollton, it's not.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, what are they doing with the boys? And he said, we'll just put them on the bus at 6 a.m. Of course, he was saying that as a guy who's going to wake up in his bed in Cobb County tomorrow morning. And
they're going to be walking zombies to the bus is what they're going to be doing. You know what? Carrollton, as a very rich tradition, they're going to be ready to go regardless of what time of day it is, especially with Trip and Ed over there. They'll have them ready to go.
I had not realized that Ed coached at Carrollton early in his career as an assistant coach.
I didn't know that either.
Back in the early 90s.
We got the robotics team out. I got a T-shirt last year. I still wear that T-shirt. I could use another one.
All right, here we go. 3rd down. Quick pass to the right. Raiders miss a tackle, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Comets just across midfield.
That missed tackle is what gave him the 1st down, too.
Comets on the move. 1st down and 10 just across the midfield stripe. Shim takes the handoff on the right hash. He hands off straight up the middle and a pickup of 6 yards.
Christian Malloy on the carry. Pay attention to the T-shirt launcher. Walton's robotics team is firing up those Peachtree Orthopedics T-shirts.
Christian Malloy was the back on that last one. Oh, Tim opens the window so he can get the T-shirt. That T-shirt's coming at some velocity if it's coming from that far down there.
I'm going to make the one-handed grab.
Okay. All right. Ball across the 40, and that's going to be close to a 1st down for the Comets. And the Comets are moving. Raider defense needs to pick it up here a little bit.
Yep.
Running back Christian Malloy picks up a few. Garrett Eldred and Joey Goodman on the tackles.
It's going to be a 1st down for South Gwinnett. Or is there a flag, Kurt? The officials are talking. They haven't moved the chains yet. There we go.
1st down, Comets on the Raider 39.
First and 10 for the Comets. They are on the move. Clock ticking away at 2:23 here in the 3rd quarter. Comets score on a blocked punt early in the 3rd quarter and missed the extra point. It's 6-6. Raiders and Comets. Raiders scored on a 34-yard touchdown pass. Josh White to Sam Letton. Here's a handoff straight up the middle to Malloy. He breaks it down over the right side. plants a foot at about the 30-yard line and comes down at the 28-yard line, and it's another first down. Malloy is a ninth grader, 5'10", 180.
Jeez. They are growing them bigger these days, Kurt.
If you were 5'10", 180 when I played high school football, you were a senior.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't hit 180 until after high school.
First down and 10 for the Comets. Ball on the 28-yard line. Handoff again to Malloy, straight up the middle, and he takes the ball down to the 22-yard line, and it brings up a second down and 4. Malloy was 6 yards, and they have found something here with Mr. Malloy, the ninth grader, for the Comets, and this drive started on the 34-yard line for the Comets after a punt, after a Chris Jensen punt. Second down and 4, Comets at the 22-yard line, and they are driving. Shem takes the handoff straight ahead to Malloy. He kicks it out over the right. He's over the 20, makes a tackle and miss. He fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by the Raiders at the 15-yard line, the 10-yard line, and the Raiders will have it, and oh my goodness.
Hey.
Just as Malloy looks like he's getting ready to pop it inside the 10-yard line, Raider defender comes in from behind and punches that ball out, Tim.
Well, you know, he let go of the football on that play, Kurt, but he does not look like a ninth grader to me, I tell you. He's got some talent, and they've got him listed as a wide receiver on the roster. I think they may want to change that because he's looking pretty good at running back despite losing the football on that play. Huge, huge break for the Raiders because this South Gwinnett defense had them back on their heels, or South Gwinnett offense, rather, had Walton's defense back on their heels, and they were driving that football and looked like they were headed for the end zone.
Second time the Comets have turned the ball over inside the 10-yard line, Tim, and costly turnovers. I mean, those are the block punt for the Raiders, but the Comets have put the ball on the ground twice. Malloy, the running back, and Shem, your quarterback, have been the ones that have turned it all over. And here is that KK coming up the middle, gaining maybe 2 yards.
And a flag thrown right there in the middle of the pile as well. Looks like a cut block. Is that what that signal is?
The defensive line right now for the Comets is beginning to dominate our offensive line, Tim, and KK is really only finding any kind of running room when he bounces it outside. But the yards in the middle here in the last possession or so have been tough.
Penalties against the Raiders for an illegal shot clock. Half a distance of goal, first down from the 5.
So it'll be first and 15 from the 5-yard line for the Raiders. Clock ticking with 56 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Mike Minor's pitching a no-hitter against the Reds, by the way.
You just jinxed it.
Yeah, I just read the headline. It popped on my phone. Here's a gain of 6. I think that was Miller. Miller Morgan gets it up to the 10-yard line, pick up a 5. It brings up second down and 10. That's a nice gain, actually, when you're on your own 5-yard line. 5 yards feels really good by your fullback. White under center. KK back in the backfield. Here's a fake by White. White sets up. He's got plenty of time. He's got a receiver open. That's number 19.
Yep. Nice catch.
For the Raiders. Jack Hoskin, and Hoskin picks it up at the 18-yard line and brings up a third down and 2.
After the 18-yard line. That is the end of the third quarter.
Well.
Yep, there we go. End of 3. Raiders 6, Comets 6. Yeah, this one's it's interesting. Sometimes you have a feel for how a game might end, and this is one of those games where it's a bit of a joker's wild, right?
Yeah.
You just have no idea what's going to come about. The Raiders, this would be a huge first down for them to get this third down and 2, and maybe break out over the 20-yard line, give KK some running room, and maybe the Raiders can put together a nice drive. Just a update you, Tim. So it's through 7. 1 out in the 8th inning. The Miners got the no-hitter through 7.
Well,
that's a nice turnaround from where Mike was 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And the Braves.
And the Braves.
Yeah, eight game losing streak, and then since then they've really got it turned around, offensively especially the Braves. Kurt has a new title. In addition to play-by-play announcer, exterminator extraordinaire.
Exactly. That was a very large alien-like bug that I did not want to have flying around in here.
If you heard a noise that sounded like a gunshot, that was Kurt lowering the boom on a, I don't even know what it was. Some kind of flying insect.
Yes, an alien insect.
Large one.
Large and fell prey to my Dodgers hat. All right, Raiders with a big third down. 3rd down and 2 on their own 18-yard line. Need to get the ball out across the 20.
Raider fan tradition, go bananas cheer in between the 3rd and 4th quarters is what you just saw.
Morgan Miller and K.K. Brooks in the backfield standing alongside of Josh White, Raiders junior quarterback who has looked very good here tonight. Be really great for the Raiders to come away with a nice drive here, put some points on the board. They've got a kicker who can put some points on the board for them, too. That might be invaluable here. Here's a handoff to KK, and, it's going to be close. I think we're going to get the left foot spot, right, Tim?
He's marking it right on the 20-yard line, which would be a first down.
Our chain gang's ready to go here. They just waved them on. First down, Raiders.
Wow, he just got it. It was a good spot.
Chains have moved now. Too late. Go Raiders. 11:47 here in the 4th quarter. And the Raiders moving the ball out from the shadow of their own goalposts. Now KK in that Wildcat, and that didn't work very well. And he is going to lose 3 yards and be down at the 17-yard line, and it will bring up 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, the problem there, Kurt, is when he's lined up back there, they know he's going to carry the football. And so South Gwinnett was ready that time. Had a little bit of success with it in the first half, Kurt, but that time South Gwinnett definitely ready.
Second down and 13. Still going with the Wildcat look. Now here's KK. He keeps it, and he breaks it down out across the 25-yard line. That will bring up 3rd down and 5.
After the 25-yard line. Pick up about 8.
Another very big 3rd down play here.
Well, we opened the window, the broken window, and it didn't shatter onto the roof. That's a good sign.
Don't be stealing my T-shirt now if it comes up here.
Okay, I won't. It wouldn't fit me anyway.
I'm going to have to box you out.
There's Josh. He rolls right. Here comes some pressure. Oh, he rolls right back into the pressure. Stays on his feet. And we've got a penalty flag down, and Josh cuts up field, and he goes down at the 19-yard line. Loss of, down at the 17-yard line. And he loses 8 yards. There's a penalty flag on the play.
17-yard line, there is a flag on the play.
Another tradition, the tuba solo. Not sure how much of a fan I am of this one, but, tuba players got to get some love.
So the penalty's being talked over. Here comes the referee to give us the signal, and it's an illegal motion against the Raiders. Now it's declined.
Bring up 4th down.
I just saw a T-shirt come by, Tim.
I saw it.
You didn't get it. All right, here's a big punt by Chris Jensen.
Yep.
Chris is back on his 5-yard line, Tim. He's going to need to get this one away quickly. I think the Comets might be bringing it here. They look ready. Need a good snap. We got one. Chris rolls to his right. He gets it away. It's blocked again. Oh, no. Touchdown Comets as Jensen kind of rolls right into the pressure, kicks it into the belly of one of the Comets, and they fall on it. It is now 12-6. 2 steps forward and a punt there would have been nice.
Kind of at a loss for words here, Kurt. we talked about that rugby-style punt and how well it was working out for the Raiders in the first half. Well, looks like South Gwinnett made some adjustments at halftime. They've blocked 2 punts here in the second half and now have a lead on Walton.
Well, there's just too much pressure coming, and Chris has actually kind of punted that one right into the pressure.
Yep, got to get it away right now.
Well, that and you can't be that last guy and leave your position until you know that there's not a trailer coming in behind you.
Yep. You got to make sure that ball's out of there too. And
so South Gwinnett's going to go for 2 here. The score is 12-6.
If they go for 2, I'd actually like to see them go for 2 because this would be a very gutsy move by them, Kurt. They don't get it. That puts Walton in a very good position.
So the Comets come out. The ball's marked essentially on the 3-yard line. They line up in a shotgun, and they're going to kick. Shem to hold, Lindsay to kick. Roberto Lindsay is your kicker. First one was blocked. It was a low kick. Snap. Ball's down, and the kick is, I think that looked like it's right through, and it's good. So with 10:08 left to go here in the fourth quarter, the South Gwinnett Comets take a 13-6 lead over the Walton Raiders as the Comets have blocked 2 punts here in the second half, both of them resulting in touchdowns.
Yeah, defense has done a great job here tonight, Kurt, keeping the South Gwinnett offense in check. The offense for Walton has got to do more. You got to give your team more than 6 points if you want to expect to win the ball game. And the special teams, which started out pretty good for Walton, has taken a big turn for the worse. And that's what's got Walton behind by 7 right now is those 2 huge special teams mistakes.
Well, the Raiders' offense has not done themselves any favors as well. I mean, they've hurt themselves with penalties here in the second half. They've kind of had a couple drives break down. They've lost that momentum. Chanso here for a return for the Raiders. Get some good field position. Plenty of time left. 10:08 left to go here in the game. Raiders have moved the ball in fits and starts. They've had some nice drives kind of bogged down a couple of times due to penalties, but they've definitely shown enough here tonight that putting a drive together, Tim, shouldn't be that big an issue. I mean, they've shown the ability to move the ball tonight. But taking it to the house right now would feel really good.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Here's a nice kick by Lindsay, going to be taken at the 6-yard line. I believe that's by Wolf. He's up to the 20. He's got some running room. He cuts it up to the 25, 26, and he's down. They'll mark it at the 27-yard line, so the Raiders will have 1st and 10 from their own 27. Good field position. About a 20-yard return by Wolf.
All right, the South Gwinnett defensive line has really controlled things going up against this Walton offensive line here in the second half in particular. Now let's see if Walton can somehow get it going, either open up a little crack of a hole for KK Brooks, give Josh White a little bit of time to throw the football. It's their time to man up right now.
A quick pass out to KK. KK breaks the tackle. He's at the 30, the 35, the 40, and down to the 42, 43-yard line. A nice play, quick pass by Josh White to KK. When KK lines up in that formation, Tim, it's either a quick pitch or a quick pass.
Yeah, and that's another thing that they said in the article. Here's the replay as Brooks gets the ball and able to slip that tackler and has got some running room up the sideline before he's finally brought down out near the 45-yard line. But another thing in that article today in the MDJ, Kurt, was they talked about getting the ball out on the perimeter quickly to the athletes on the outside, and we saw that right there that time with KK Brooks.
So the Raiders have the ball 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Nice pickup of 16 yards there by KK on the quick pass from Josh White. KK stands to Josh's left in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off, and he keeps it. He cuts it upfield. He's out across the 45 up to the 48-yard line. And Josh picks up a nice 5 yards. It's the first time he's actually kind of run a planned keep, 5-yard pickup by Josh, and 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders. Looks good there.
A couple of big plays to start this drive. one big one and one pretty good one. So let's see if the Raiders can keep that going.
21 yards in the first 2 plays. There's a quick pass. Finds Letton at the 50, and he looks as though he has a first down or going to be close. Depends on where they mark it.
Pass complete to Sam Letton, number 17.
It's going to be a little short. It'll bring up third down.
I think they got it. Yeah,
they
they're
gave
going
the
to move
first
it.
down. Good. So 1st and 10. Letton with the kind of that curl up about 5 yards, 6 yards deep. Josh finds him on a quick pass. We've got 3 receivers right. We got Wolf here to our left. Here's a handoff to KK. He's got some running room, and he is hit hard as he crosses the 45-yard line, and he'll only get 2 yards on that. It brings up a 2nd down and 8 for the Raiders. And a timeout on the field. Officials timeout. I think we got an equipment or an injury. Might be a cramp. Dominique Thomas for the Comets kind of coming off the field with that ouch cramp kind of feeling, kind of trot off the field. Hopefully get Dominic back in here quickly. So the Raiders face a 2nd and 8. Josh straight back. He's got time. Now he needs to get rid of it. Throws it across the middle. He's got a receiver. It's Letton at the 20-yard line. And a beautiful pass and catch from White to Letton as the Raiders pick up 26 yards.
Letton took a big hit, Kurt. We're going to have another replay here, and Letton's coming off the field limping a little bit, but this play well put together by the Raiders. White gets rid of the ball just in time, and that throw is right on the money, and Letton makes a nice grab in traffic across the middle.
Raiders in a bit of a hurry-up. 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Raiders need a touchdown. They trail by 7. Here's a handoff to KK. He's at the 15. He's down to the 12-yard line, and the Raiders pick up 8 yards, and the yardage is coming in big chunks right now for the Raiders. They hustle back up to the line of scrimmage, and I think that's one of the things they're doing with that big defensive line. They're getting them to move, not giving them a chance to get their breath.
Getting the ball out quickly, keeping them off balance.
Little confusion here. Players coming on and off for the Comets, and that should be a penalty right there, and it is. And I bet you get a first down by the penalty. Or they call timeout.
Blow his whistle. I don't know.
I think the
timeout.
Comets call timeout.
Yep, just in the nick of time because Walton was trying to get that ball snapped and get that penalty called against South. That penalty would have given him a first down.
It would have, yeah. It would have moved him inside the 10-yard line. As it is, it's 2nd down and 2.5. Ball resting just outside the 12-yard line. Raiders get a first down right at the 10. Should they move to that? A couple of nice plays. Listen, I got to tell you, Tim, I like the way Josh stands tall, throws the ball under pressure. Obviously he and Letton are kind of getting something on a little bit with, kind of feeling it out between quarterback and wide receiver. You like to see that. I mean, I guess that's one of the things that, we talked a little bit about this earlier about the Hard Knocks thing. How much time Matt, Roddy, Julio, and Harry just spend talking about how they do things. Yeah. I mean, they're just constantly, pushing each other to be better.
Yeah, and this might have been 2 episodes ago. The wide receivers were in a meeting room watching some film, and Matt Ryan steps into the meeting and kind of takes over for a minute and tells Coach Robisky he wants to see a couple of plays, and they they look at the video of those plays and talks through them, and they come up with an idea of something they're going to try. You got to love that.
Here we go. Here's a handoff to KK. He's got some running room. He's got the first down, and he's down to the 5-yard line, and the Raiders will have 1st and goal at the 5. We got the express going now, Tim.
After seeing an offense struggle all night long, Kurt, and then come up with a drive like this, you wonder, where has this been? And beautiful piece of running there by KK Brooks.
Well, great block by Forrest Evans, and here's KK. He's at the 5. He cuts it in. Touchdown, Walton Raiders. And the Raiders pulled within 1 extra point of the lead or tying this game. What a great drive by the Raiders. And KK Brooks, the express, had it going there. He ripped off runs of 16 and 8, and then the last 2 carries, he took it basically from 12 yards and in for the touchdown, a 5-yard run and a 7-yard run. Great blocking up front. I think that little bit of hurry up got that Comet defense a little bit on their heels, maybe a little tired, Tim.
Still seeing a little bit of confusion on special teams as they're trying to get all the right pieces out there.
Now, see, this is unnecessarily confusing, particularly when you're dealing with high school kickers.
Yeah.
We've got encroachment.
Wow.
There we go, and that makes things very interesting.
Now, hold on a minute.
So now the ball is going to move to about 1.5 yards away from the goal line.
And does this change what you want to do? It doesn't look like it. They're lining up for an extra point.
So Jensen's going to kick the extra point. This is basically 19 yards. Needs to make this one to tie the game at 13. Great offensive drive by the Raiders. Snap is high, kick is up. And it's good, but it was tipped.
You know what, Kurt? It's just an extra point, but there was a lot of pressure riding on that extra point, and just great execution all the way around. Snap, hold, kick, everything, and Walton really needed it. That was a very important point after touchdown right there. After we've seen the special teams struggle quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, I'll guarantee you that his parents just breathed a big sigh of relief. So the Raiders on a terrific drive, led by Josh White and KK Brooks.
Pete's going to give us one more replay here. I think this might be the touchdown. In the meantime, we have a view of the Raider cheerleaders. So right back where we started, Kurt, all tied up. But now it's 7 minutes and 21-second ball game.
Yeah, there's KK. I mean, just a great wall block there by the tackle. Jensen needs a good kick, put it in the end zone. 7:21 left here to go, 13-13. The second half has turned out to be quite entertaining. A high kick, and this is a good kick, and it's going to come down 3 yards deep, and that's going to be that.
Yep. Jensen fired up after that touchback.
South Gwinnett will start at its own 20. 7:21 left.
Kurt, this Raider defense is pitching a shutout. You know, South Gwinnett's got both those touchdowns off those block punts, so need this Raider defense to keep coming up big here, and that no-hitter is now gone.
Yep, and they scored a run too.
Yep.
I jinxed it. You're right. I should have never said anything about it. But more importantly, here we go. 13-13. Comets have the ball on their own 20-yard line. Here's that quick pass out to the Raider sideline, and it's covered nicely by the Raiders, and it'll be a pickup of maybe a yard or two by the Comets.
Got to be careful, Nick Washington. That hit was right on the sideline, and you know we've seen most of these penalties have just been mental mistakes. You don't want to see the over-aggressive type mistake, and you know, make sure if the guy's going out of bounds, just let him run out of bounds. Don't hit him once he crosses that thick white line.
2nd down and 8 for the Comets. Raiders could really use a stop on this series of downs. 2 receivers left in a slot, 2 receivers here in a bunch position to the right. Shim takes the snap, hands it up off the middle to Malloy. Malloy is stonewalled at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and maybe a long 4 for the Comets.
Yeah, they're going to give him the 26-yard line, but you're right, another big hit by the Raider defense.
So this is a big, big play in this game. 6:52 left here in the 4th quarter. Lots of confusion now. Players coming on. Warner tried to get on the senior running back. Here's a low snap. Shem picks it up, and here's a wide open receiver at the 30. That'll be a 1st down. Nice tackle by the Raiders.
Yep.
Number 20, Ryan Rogie. Shaw with the catch. That's a 1st down for the Comets, and that ball will be at the 33-yard line for a 1st down. Clock ticking at 6:35. Comets looking to their bench for the signal. Josh Shim, the quarterback, a junior, played well tonight. Handoff up the middle. Malloy, he's hit hard after he picks up 3 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Raiders looking to hold on here, get that ball back.
Walton defense came to hit tonight. There's no question about that.
I'm impressed with the defense. I mean, listen, I think that the second half has shown marked improvement over the first half. I mean, we've had the issues with the punt team. I get that. But that was a big drive by the Raiders. Chance for the defense to show what they've got here. 2nd and 7. Shim keeps the ball. Here comes the pressure from the left. He's rolling to his right. He throws up an air ball. This could be picked off, but it goes out of bounds.
All right, 3rd and long now. 3rd and 7, Kurt.
Nick Washington guarding B.J. Johnson there, and a little bit of a size mismatch, but the pressure kept Shim rolling to his right, and he had to throw the ball away. But, you know, when you got a receiver as big as number 17 out there, jump balls, number 17, tall receiver, Harold Carmichael. There we go, baby. So here's a big 3rd down, 3rd down and 7. The Raiders need to stop. 5:37 left here in the 4th quarter, a tie game. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Shim's on the run. Pressure. Incomplete. Ball intended for number 6.
Big play there.
Shim's pass is incomplete.
Oh, that was intended for Warner?
Yep. Noel Hussey, I think.
Hussey, okay.
Looks like we're going to get a replay here, Kurt, and you'll see that pressure you were talking about. Look at that bull rush. And, you know, under pressure, he had to get rid of the ball quickly and just threw it just beyond the outstretched arm.
Tough play, but worked out for us. So, yay Raiders. So Seth Johnson in the punt for the Comets. Oh, nice punt by Johnson. KK's going to let that bounce, and if we're going to have a heroic moment, it's going to be like John Elway in the drive.
Well, we've seen a 98-yard drive already tonight, Kurt, and if Walton's going to put 7 more on the board, this one's going to be a 95-yard drive as the ball dies dead at the 5-yard line.
5 minutes, 15 seconds.
See if I might be able to get some information on our kicker's range. So the Raiders are 96 yards away from pay dirt. They only need 3 points, though. Brooks in the single back. White turns and hands it off to KK. KK finds some running room. He's over the 10 to the 15. He's down to the 24, 25-yard line. And, that's a huge play for the Raiders. The Express picks up another 15 yards.
By the end of this drive here, Kurt, he's going to be pretty doggone close to 200-yard night.
Raiders 1st down and 10, ball at the 25. Here's another handoff to KK. KK slips his way over the 25 up to the 27-yard line. He'll only pick up 2, and the clock rolls under 5 minutes at 4:58, 4:57.
KK Brooks for a couple.
Breon Thomas coming in to give Brooks a breather at tailback.
How big is KK?
Yeah, I don't know, but I was thinking about that earlier in the game. He's not very big, but he is tough.
Oh,
I mean,
extremely tough. 2nd down and 8. He plays cornerback on defense. Here's White, back to pass. He's looking. He's got a receiver slipping underneath. He's going to go long downfield. Hoskins wins the catch. He's at the 20. He's at the 14-yard line.
Great job to hold on to the football time by Cole Watts. And then he switched it to his outside hand, Kurt, after he made the catch, and then was able to resist the strip attempt by the defender. Great connection on that hookup between Watts and Josh White. Here's the replay.
Yeah, Josh looks terrific here. He looks off the underneath receiver, and I thought it was 19, not 9. What a great catch by Cole, and then he gets another 16 yards there after the catch. Yak is really good. Yards after the catch. Here we go. Handoff up the middle by the Raiders. Hold on to that football. Thomas picks up
Breon Thomas.
maybe a yard.
Tackle by number 34, Logan Wright.
KK Brooks standing on the sideline with his helmet off, but he is right next to the coaches, just put his helmet on. Second and 9, the ball at the 12-yard line. If you're thinking field goal, this is about 30 yards. White back to pass. Oh, it just finds Letton just outside. I love that pattern, the way they drag Letton across as they send the other receivers across the middle over the top.
All right, Brooks coming back into the ball game, Kurt.
This brings up a big third down. I'd like to maybe get KK on the wide side of that field, Tim, and that quick pass and get him on the perimeter. And I can tell you right now, if you're Chris Jensen's mom and dad, your stomach feels really bad.
Walton is not thinking. You're the only one thinking 3, Kurt. I promise you. Typical dad of a kicker there.
Oh, there we go. Incomplete.
Well, now I take it back. Now we're all thinking 3.
Yeah. I've done this a long time. I wasn't thinking 3. I was just saying there are 2 people in the field right now whose stomachs hurt. Now they're looking for an oxygen tank for the 2 of them. So 3:19 left here in the game.
Still a lot of time.
There is. Jensen's going to put the ball, the tee down on the 19-yard line. This will be a 29-yard field goal from the left hash. It'll be his first field goal attempt. Eyes up, eyes down. Snap, hold, good. Here we go. Ball is on its way, and that is right down the middle. It's perfect.
All right.
Chris Jensen with a 29-yard field goal right down the middle of the pipes as the Raiders take a 16-13 lead. Way to go, Chris. That was very well executed by the Raiders special teams.
A lot of work left to do here, Kurt. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left to go. And you took a trip last year, and I was able to do the Walton Wheeler game all by myself.
Right.
And in the last 3 minutes of that ball game, we saw a whole lot of things happen. So still lots and lots of time left to go in this football game.
I'm still wondering how Wheeler lost that football game.
Me too.
Yeah, I think I was in a hotel somewhere in Pennsylvania getting ready to watch a soccer game for Lehigh University the next day.
Let's make some noise.
So Jensen off of the high of the 29-yard field goal to put the Raiders up 16-13. And we need Chris to put one deep here in the end zone and make these Comets go 80 yards for the winning score. Raiders had a very strong fourth quarter offensively. They got under this one a little bit. This one's going to come down at the 1-yard line. Out to the 10, the 15, and he is hit at the 21-yard line. Pretty good coverage there by the Raiders. So the Comets are 79 yards away from the win. Raiders have got to play some defense here in the next 3 minutes and 8 seconds. So a third quarter that was a little desperate for the Raiders with some mistakes on special teams has turned into one whale of a fourth quarter offensively as the Raiders pick up 10 points. Now we got to have that defense come forward. Shem straight back to pass. A little bit of pressure coming. He throws it underneath. It's caught at the 30. A break and tackle. And this is going to be a score unless we can get somebody downfield. Tackled at the 28-yard line. That was Elijah Shaw. Catches that underneath pass. One missed tackle, and suddenly he is off to the races. And the Raiders now a little bit of a desperation mode as the Comets pick up a big chunk of yardage, Tim, almost 50 yards.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about early on was do not give up the big play. That was a big play, but they didn't score on it.
That's right. That's right. 2:55 to go. First down, ball at the 28-yard line. Comets need a touchdown to win. A field goal will tie the game. Here's a handoff. Shem up the middle. He's hit immediately by the Raiders. Strip that ball, boys, and now comes the flag, and we might get a hold.
Joey Goodman tried to take the handoff right there at the mesh. He was trying to rip that football away. And Shem, a good job just to hold on to the ball right there.
Shem is tackled behind the line. Is the flag on the play?
Really nice run by Elijah Shaw as he caught that ball underneath, though, for the Comets in the last play, Tim. And I thought that he was gone, but good pursuit by the Raiders, particularly number 21. No, Ryan Rogie, 20.
They wave off that flag, Kurt, so we're not going to have a penalty here. It'll be 2nd down and
12.
Let's see where they spot it.
Rachel Summers.
Yeah, about 12, it looks like.
To the scoreboard. Your family is looking for you. Rachel Summers to the scoreboard.
2nd down and 13 for the Comets. Ball resting at the 31-yard line. Raiders defense needs a hold. Shem back to pass. He looks. He's got a receiver wide. It's Johnson. It's nice tackle. KK with the tackle.
We don't want
bull rush.
We don't want him having to play too much defense, but a nice play that time by KK Brooks. When you're out there on the corner like that, Kurt, you are on an island, and KK Brooks did a great job of defending his island right there.
At the end of the day, just make the tackle. Doesn't have to be spectacular, and KK did a good job. Held him up, waited for help. So it's 3rd down and 8. Raiders got a hold. Here we go. Snap to Shem. He drops back. He looks. He's got time. He finds a receiver across the middle, and it's caught, and it's a 1st down for the Comets. And there's a penalty flag, and it looks like it's in the territory of a hold.
Well, I think it's going to be on the Raiders based on the reaction. I think that's Clark Price. No, it is a hold. You're right.
That's a huge penalty. I thought he was thinking that he might have gotten hands to the face or something.
Yeah, it was a confusing kind of reaction by Price, but a break for the Raiders.
Yeah, we'll have to mention that to him. Don't confuse the old guys in the box. He's got a good number, by the way, 55. I like that number. So here we go. This is going to be a huge penalty against the Comets. That's going to knock them back, almost into a 3rd down and almost 20, Tim? 3rd down and 18, 3rd down and 19? Keep walking. Keep coming. There you go. A little bit more. Perfect. So that's going to be, 21. So it's going to be 3rd down and 21 for the Comets. 22, the announcer. He and I have got to get in sync. He's a rookie, though, Tim. We got to get him in sync. 3rd down and 22 for Shem and the Comets. He's back to pass. He's got time. He looks downfield. Now the Raiders flush him. He's coming to the right. Good pressure by the Raiders. Here's a jump ball. Let's get the interception. Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Great job. Great pressure that time by Goodman and Price. When a ball hangs up in the air that long, Kurt, you want to see that thing get picked off, and the Raider defenders just couldn't get over there in time to pick that thing off. But great pressure there. And here's that ball just hanging up in the air. And they can't get to it, but a stop by the Raiders. Now, I say a stop. South Gwinnett most likely will go for it here.
It is 4th down.
They don't have much of a choice.
They have no, and here's the other thing. South Gwinnett has no timeouts left. So, Raiders get a stop here with 1:50. I think we're thinking victory formation, Tim. Here we go. 4th down. 22 to go. Raiders need to hold. Here's Shem back to pass. He looks. Raiders get a little bit of pressure. Now they're coming. Ball across the middle. It's incomplete.
There's a flag, though.
Oh.
He got there too early. He got there too early. It was great pressure once again by the line. Great coverage. The defender just made contact just about a tick of a second too early.
And even if he catches the ball, it's not a first down.
It's not a first down, exactly. You know, it's one of those things in the heat of the moment, it is so difficult to make that, to not do what he just did. It's easy for us sitting up here where we are,
sure,
with this bird's eye view like we have to see all that. But in that moment, it is so difficult for that defender to hold off and not make that hit just a second too early.
All right, so this is a 15-yard penalty, Tim. So this is going to be a first down, I believe. I think it's an automatic first down. So it'll bring up, but it will move the ball to the, where are we going to be, the 26? Yeah. So it moves the ball to the 26-yard line.
First down, it's 4th and 7.
So it's not an automatic first down. I learned.
This is, we're we're learning as we go, apparently. This is a huge play here.
All right, here we go. 4th down and 7. The Comets with the ball on the 26-yard line. They got to get to the Raider 19 for a first down or the game is over. Shem back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He drops. He's got a wide open man. It's incomplete.
The ball hit the ground. Wave, there he is. Okay, I was looking for the official to wave his arms. Incomplete. So that is a huge play.
The Walton Raiders are going to be able to take the victory formation with 1:37 left to go and come away with a hard-fought 16-13 victory over the Comets, but it ain't over yet.
No, it isn't. It's a minute and 37 agonizing seconds remaining on the clock, Curtin. Ball
nice.
security is of the utmost importance right now.
This is the scenario where you and I were saying, I still don't know how Wheeler didn't win, and this was the scenario that they had last year.
Yeah.
They had the Raiders beat for the first time since 2006, and then when they went into victory formation, somehow or another they turned the ball over and the Raiders scored.
You're exactly right.
So 1:37 left to go. The Raiders defense comes up huge. Raiders special teams come through with the extra point and the field goal. KK Brooks, Josh White looked terrific in the fourth quarter. Now it's just victory formation. The last 1:37 of this, as I mentioned earlier, the Comets have no timeouts left.
Well, there's some people already heading for the exits here and trying to beat the rush out of here, but
and a lot of them are on the other sideline, which is the Comet fans. So
we're going to get a replay of this last fourth down play here, and you see a nice pattern there. The ball just a little wide of the receiver.
He was open.
He was open, and it would have been good enough for first down yardage, but unable to haul it in.
So it looks as though the Mo Dixon era is going to start with a terrific victory, and we are in the victory formation here. Josh White takes a knee.
Josh White takes a knee.
Thank you very much. And as Chris Berman would say, tick, 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 tick. 128, 124 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Next up for the Raiders is an away game at Marietta.
Friday night.
That'll be their last non-region game, and then the region schedule starts after that. Got a new member.
Got one back, right?
To the region this year, and pretty safe to say it's a pretty heated rivalry. I mean, we saw it,
Our
years ago.
last game.
Yeah, and
knocked us out of the playoffs.
Yep. We're talking about the Pope Greyhounds.
Yeah, it's a lot of football between now and that game on, I think it's November 12th or against Etowah. And I'm sure one of us, Tim, will sit up here one of these nights and go, man, it's really cold.
Yep, not tonight.
35 seconds left, and Josh takes a knee.
They might have to run one more.
Josh White takes a knee one more time.
Going to have to snap it one more time, I believe. Well, Kurt, they didn't make it easy on us, that's for sure. But it'll be a win.
3, 2, 1, and there you go, folks. The Walton Raiders and Mo Dixon come away with their first victory of the 2014 season with a 16-13 victory over the South Gwinnett Comets. Great game.
You remember we were talking about the article, right? The prediction of the score?
14-7.
14-7 was the Marietta Daily Journal prediction, and I'll go ahead and admit it right now. I said I would be ecstatic if we held them to 7 points. Our defense pitched a shutout tonight, the only points for South Gwinnett on 2 blocked punts.
Yeah, you got it.
Tremendous job.
Great job by the Raiders. Raiders travel to Marietta this Friday night. Start off the season with a great 16-13 victory. You've been watching Walton Raider football on Raider Vision. I'm Kurt Schreiner along with Tim Burns and Pete English, extraordinaire producer, director. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, but tune in for the Mo Dixon show on Raider Vision as we talk about the victory over the Comets. So, great night at Raider Valley, 16-13. Chris Jensen feels great. Raiders feel great. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
this is. This is way down in the valley. Sir. Yeah, I do it. I use them for the show on Monday, so I'll pack them up. 7 o'clock Monday. 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 7